I don't have blue box dice.
Yeah.
Neither do I, Ashlyn. Don't worry.
You don't?
No.
Just letting you know.
How does that
I
happen?
don't have a sweatshirt either.
You never gave us blue box dice.
I thought we sent out blue.
No sweatshirt and no dice for Ashlyn.
She has her
I don't think they're part of
sweatshirt.
the group yet.
No, she doesn't.
It's a t-shirt.
No, Ashlyn has a T-shirt. You have yet to send out the sweatshirt.
Which is
No,
why
I did. I sent it. She's never home, so she hasn't gotten it yet.
No. Because in the
you feel
notes
better?
that was with the t-shirt, which is super cool, it does say, "Oh, I hope you like the sweatshirt."
And it's a
And it's a
t-shirt.
Okay, there was a mistake in the shipping department. I can't do everything.
I just thought it was so funny.
I did try to correct that by letting them know that it was a T-shirt.
Yeah, sure.
Well, yeah, I know she did. She did.
I don't believe it anymore. I think it's all wrong. First, she's called Nadia.
She was never called that.
He has been called Nadia so many times.
You know,
And
whatever
first
John says first, that's what gets stuck in my head, so
no,
it's not my
real
fault.
name. Nadia.
That's a good rule to follow, Rory. It's normally going to give you something positive.
Nadia. What's the other one? There's another one that has been said. Nadia and
Now, only if you use that rule at home.
Andy.
Thanks for joining us. Hello, Toriano. Hello, Bug. Oh, good to see you, my friends. And Kurt in as well. Patrick. And Patrick. We have two Patricks back to back there, Canadian Ancient Gamer and Fraley17.
You're free.
Oh, I feel a need to say sorry to the crew.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, crud. I didn't kick off. I'll kick off the tracker right now. I just remembered that. I got to put that on my pre-flight checklist, Patrick. Hang on.
Also, I have almost finally finished my massive spreadsheet of armor and upgraded weapons for my home game.
Very nice.
It's
So-
monstrous.
So we should do, when you're ready for that, we should do an LMA. And you could cover all that in a Lore Masters Arcanum. That'd be fun.
What do you get for saying it out loud?
I just wanted John to be proud of me. I just wanted Bug John to love me. Also, can you guys hear Ashlyn fine?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
I'm loud enough.
Yeah, you sound good. All right, Patrick, Fraley, the auto tracker should be up and running. Hopefully it's all behaving well for you tonight. Hello,
I'm
Tom.
gonna look at it, so maybe it'll work.
Yes, Patrick. Psst, hey. Oh, by the way, I got another gorgeous book today. I got Domains of Dread. Thank you, Patrick. It's a monster, too. Hello, all, Tracy.
Yeah. Oh, so much.
Poor Josh. Josh is pitiful little boy. We are feeling very sorry for him.
It's just his bitty boy with my little dice.
So I thought I sent dice to all of you guys. No?
Yeah, you
to
only
the
sent it to the
other
important
GH
ones.
Crew.
It depends how
I don't
long
think
ago
they were
you
part of the
sent
group
dice.
at the time.
It was like I mean
You sent it for Christmas.
your
I sent
dice
it for Christmas.
your dice were with the sweatshirt. Sorry about that.
Well, then
Yeah.
what's your excuse for me? Because now I feel left out.
It's because
I know I gave you dice, Manda. There's no way I didn't give you
No.
dice.
You have not sent me blue box dice.
I sent you
them
dice,
out for
Amanda.
Christmas.
Amanda, you got my dice, right?
No.
All right, I'm just
Dang
confused.
it! It was in the
No
box
one
with
likes your
John's.
No one likes your dice, Josh.
I know. No one likes.
All right,
dice
it's
roll.
5:01. Are you guys ready? You're about to be seen and heard in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go! Blue Box here. Welcome, everyone. Sea of Dark Sun, episode 8 tonight. And we are joined, as always, by our amazing cast. Look at this gorgeous group in full cosplay tonight. And everyone looks amazing. Every time I see it, I cannot get over the Thrycreen cosplay. Everybody looks amazing. We have tattoos, we have scars, we have giant spikes coming from armor. We have Rory just throwing a scarf on. It looks amazing, everyone. Absolutely amazing. I'm going to fix your camera, Becca, because you are biased to the right, and we're cutting.
All naked.
There we go. And get that there, and that over there, and that over there, and voila.
Oh, is that French?
Josh, you're a dork.
Whatever we can do to keep followers, right?
All right, so
Well, that's how we keep followers.
crew. Tonight, we're going to go over what happened last time. We're going to do player introductions. As all of our fans know, Kalak is now a permanent member of the crew, until, of course, he dies. And we're going to have a giveaway that we'll do later tonight. We've got a big night tomorrow for Lore Masters Arcanum, and it should be a fun show for us tonight. So let's go around quickly, and let's do the what happened last time first, and then we'll go around and we'll talk about player introductions and just a few announcements. So let's start with you, Ashlyn Nida. Tell us what happened last time.
And we're stopping at the point you told me to tell.
Correct. Yes, that's right.
Okay, cool. So last time, the group had just finished speaking with the Jinda family, and we received some lovely water, much needed water. There's a bit of a kerfuffle involving Tick drinking too much water too quickly, and subsequently losing his privilege to drink water by himself. We then decided to sleep through the day, finding a spot along the cliffside that was mostly shaded for most of the day, and then moved to the other side to be shaded the rest of the day. Towards the end of that rest, a palanquin being carried by a series of slaves passed by, carrying a rather rotund, awful noble who sparked some recognition in Lucius. Very tense bit of dialogue later, and some gross flirting. Managed to let the noble go on his way, though Nida, having put herself out there and trying to draw attention from an obviously uncomfortable Lucius, sparked a bit of conflict between the two of them as Lucius berates her for putting herself at risk. Ironically, less than 24 hours after, he was totally okay with using her as bait. The group was then met with a very awful sandstorm that carried a weight of death with it, the Wraith Winds, and quickly tried to make their way through the canyons, trying to outrun this storm, and very briefly becoming separated as Anala took one side, Tick following her, as the Crowed Blue that Nida was on veers down a different path. Anala managed to somehow phase herself closer to Nida and switch which path she was going, but Tick kept going down. The Crowed Blue, in a panic, managed to find a cave where most of the party took shelter. Eventually, Kalak making his way back out into the sandstorm to find the missing Tick, while Lucius, inside the cave, had a bit of a moment. Memories from his past coming forth. Eventually, Kalak came back with a severely injured Tick, bits of his flesh missing from his face, his bone and teeth exposed, to which Nida managed to channel the waters of Galana to fill in the cracks of that flesh, stitching it together but leaving him scarred. And that's, I believe, where you wanted me to end.
That is precisely where I wanted you to end. Well done. Very nice. Thank you, Toriano, again. And Bill, Bill, good to see you in. And I did confirm, Patrick, the tracker is working, so you should be good to use that as well. Let me make a couple of quick announcements. And then we'll do player intros, and we'll play our video, and we'll get right into our game tonight. So, tomorrow night, big night. This has grown. I talked to John Demon Gund here a couple of weeks ago and thought we should do a Lore Masters Arcanum on the new symbiote functionality built into Tailspire. Symbiotes essentially is a way that any creator that can do some basic coding, web coding, CSS stuff, can create mods or extensions that are adopted into the infrastructure of Tailspire and allow you to extend it. Things like custom character sheets, custom dice rollers, all kinds of custom things that with a little bit of capability you can build and extend Tailspire in a very interesting way. So I reached out to the Bouncy Rock team this week and said, hey, we'd like to have someone come on and talk about it. Little did I know, they come back. They're giving us Jason Roy and Chris Bagley. They are two of the founders, the luminaries, the execs, top developer, VP. They're going to come on with us tomorrow night. We're going to have a really fun crew, and we'll be diving into symbiotes, talking directly with the developer and the head of sales and whatnot for Tailspire, and we'll talk about what's future on their roadmap and what's happening with the product. Really exciting times for that crew over there. You're not going to want to miss that conversation tomorrow night, Lore Masters Arcanum, and then we'll have Friday Night Crusades on Friday. Really interesting things happen there. Did someone say Thrummel? And they have had a great time. Robert, our castle keeper, Phantom NJ, as always, doing a fantastic job, and we will be back with Tears of Aird on Sunday. All right, let's go around players. Let's introduce yourselves, and we'll start with you, Tick.
Yeah, so I am all 11 foot, 1,400 pounds of not anymore, but typically dehydrated, and at least pissing off 2 people constantly. I have not died, and Nala has not killed me.
Yet.
Yeah, you can only do it if I'm sleeping though, so should be good half of the day. But yes, and now healed with a gnarly scar across the left side, I believe, left side of my face.
Right side.
Yeah, whatever the opposite is of.
It's the right side.
Okay, my right side of the face. And yeah, more to come. More to come. Avoiding a lot of the text RP.
Nida.
Nida is the group's healer, the shortest of the group at a 5'7", I believe I put her at, half-elf water cleric of Galana, who is just trying to keep it all together all the time, and slowly becoming the group's just caretaker and therapist. In a world that needs plenty of therapy, Nida is there to just try and keep everything together as Josh is actively Googling me and on the other desktop.
Very nice. And
So weird.
yes, Tom, need Gatorade as much as they need anything else. That is true. Oh, I forgot to note earlier, I did like the idea. We may have to create this as a new Blue Box moniker whenever we do the recap. Josh, thank you for that. We're going to call it the No Cap Recap.
No Cap Recap.
The No Cap Recap. I think that's going to be I think that's going to be from Blue. At least for a while, we'll play with that. Thank you very much, Thomas. Good to see you in tonight. Let's go to you and Nala.
Hi. Nala is our very grumpy elf that wants to murder Tick most of the time.
She is very grumpy.
Yeah, she's very, very grumpy. She got to reveal her powers that she has that nobody else really saw, so it's great. But yeah, she's a rogue, and she's got some plans for Tick.
Very nice. Kalak.
I'm Demon Gund. I'm playing Kalak Ari Kior. He's a Thri-Kreen scout of the Drickdual Tech Thri-Kreen pack, which wanders the area kind of near Uruk, near the Obsidian Wastes. Clock has been estranged from his pack for quite some time as he's been forced to fight in the arena in Tyr. And now having escaped, he has followed the half-giant foe that he had in the arena recently, drawn by some mystical, like he doesn't really know why, but he's drawn to this half-giant. And so he's met up with that half-giant and the crew, and this is just now trying to like get introduced to everybody and figure out how to communicate.
Exactly. And be part of his clutch. Zephytok and Skrit.
Zephytok, well, I am Josh of NPC Voices on TikTok, Instagram, and
X.
yeah, I was like the new dating app. X.
Right.
I play Zephytok. He's a quarter giant standing at 9 feet tall, but lean muscle. He's got a adorable, like, foot to 2 foot long rust locust that has currently one of his, like, 4 wings is a little bent and haphazard that he's taking care of in the wind, trying to find, or in the storm trying to find Tick.
Lucius.
Hey guys, my name is Rebecca Self. I play Lucius, who is a 7-foot elf. He is a bard, but not like your typical bard. I guess maybe like your typical bard in that he has many personalities and you never know which is his true self.
All of them suck.
But we saw a little bit of his background last time, and I think it'll start to continue to come out more and more. Just keep watching to figure out who he is.
Love it. And hang on here, I'm going to show something else before we run our video. We have new fan art posted from the amazing Jeff Siegland. And let's pull this up. We have fan art of Anala, and check it out. Let's go! The bone dagger, the blinded eye, the scarring. Manda, you worked with him on this, right?
Yes, it's so good.
This is so good, so gorgeous. Fantastic artwork by Jeff Siegland. Thank you so much, man. Amazing. The talent that is out there is just, this community is incredible. We really appreciate you guys. All right. So with that, let's watch our intro video. And when we resume, we will be in episode 8 of Sea of Dark Sun, entitled Whispers in the Dark. Why is it not showing? That's odd. All right. All right, crew, hang on. I'm gonna do this a different way. 1 second.
I could spend all day listening to this music.
Thank you very much. That music is courtesy of our one of our sponsors, Joffrey. You would know him as Storycaster of Dice Song, and he has created all of that for us. Let me give it one more shot here, and if we can't pull it up, we'll do it maybe at the break or something. In fact, let's just go ahead and do that. We'll do it at the break. All right, crew. As you huddle inside the cave, you can hear the roaring of the wraith wind outside. The tempest seems to have a mind of its own as the winds blow, pelting. Again, this cave is inset. The Crodlu seem to come here by nature, but even as your eyes have begun to adjust to the semi-darkness of the cave, imbued with a strange red hue coming from the light outside being filtered through the storm, you can make out there are small bones and piles of burnt wood. This has been used as a place of refuge before. It does occur to you, perhaps that's how the Crodlu found it. As the party sits inside the cave, each of you can hear sounds and voices. No standard, no mean, no normal wind is the Wraith wind. It contains within it the spirits of undead, some creatures scoured and rent by the storm, forever tormented and captured in its twisting winds as it moves on inexorably through the sea of dark sun. As the party sits inside the cave, I'm going to let you tell have each of you tell me what you're doing inside the cave, where you're at, as we begin this evening. We're going to go in reverse order this time, and we're going to start with you, Lucius. Lucius, inside this cave, tell everyone what you're doing.
Lucius is kind of just keeping to himself right now. Probably back to a wall of the cave, deeper in, keeping an eye on the opening. Just distancing himself, still getting over his flashbacks, his PTSD, trying to process it all and work through it, as well as not make eye contact with Anala because, you know, there's an emotional moment there and he feels vulnerable.
I think you mean Nida.
Yes.
Yes, and again, you won Stream MVP last week. Fantastic roleplay for that. Zephytok.
Zephytok's chilling by that entrance. He is just sitting back.
How close to the entrance?
He's actually outside, John. He's sunbathing within the storm. Don't ask me that. Are you kidding? He's probably like...
It's kind of important. Would you say you're 5 feet from the entrance, 15 feet from the entrance?
No, I'd say not 15. I'd say probably like 5 to 10.
Okay. So as you'll recall, this, as I mentioned, there's the exit from the cave, and then there's another rock wall there that twists around, which gives shelter from the storm. So even as you sit there, you can see sand still coming in, pelting inside, and you most clearly can hear the voices. Let's go now to you, Kalak.
So Kalak has helped carry Ticket, and now that there's like a moment of downtime, I think he's really kind of starting to nurse that broken arm. And that, and among other places on him, are probably still like leaking a yellowish ichor. And so Kalak moves kind of to the middle of the entranceway, probably also like 5 feet back from the exit. And he hunkers his abdomen down onto the sand, facing outward, and he just like kind of vibrates and shimmies the sand out of the way, and basically like half submerges himself in the sand to cover all of his cuts and scrapes with the sand, so that it'll help the ichor harden. He doesn't say anything, and his head rotates around so that his body is facing out, but his head is actually basically looking directly backwards, like at the group, and he's just watching.
Love that. Absolutely love that. That's a great look for him. All right, now let's go to you and Nala.
Nala's sitting towards the back of the cave, watching towards the opening, just trying to catch her breath.
Okay. And Nida.
Nida, seeing Tick kind of struggling with the scarring and the still residual pain from having like half of that side of his face ripped off by sand, Nida has walked over and essentially indicated for him to put his head like sideways on her lap so that she can actually reach it. Because again, she's shorter, so that she can apply a salve to help just negate some of the pain that he's still feeling.
And lastly, Tick, when you finish with your description, party will begin. And I want to say thank you, chatters. We have a hype train already going on today. We really appreciate all of you that have resubbed and given the bits, and all of your support means a great deal to us. Go ahead, Tick.
So like what was just described, Tick had lowered himself and then like laid on his back and turned his head to the side to allow the ointment to be applied. And I believe that we're probably within about 10 feet or so of Kalak as some discussion that we're having with him as well about, leadership and those things.
All right, party, you may begin.
It's weird because like none of us know exactly where we're
I think you start. You're doing the healing.
I know. Having just had that conversation with Tick and Kalak about leadership and reflecting on the leadership structure of her own order, there's a quietness to Nida. She's not... Usually when she's healing, she's just keeping talking so that whoever she's healing kind of feels soothed, and she's a bit not terse, but just quiet and off in her mind as she is reaching into a small pouch and pulling out a little vial of a sap-like mixture and taking a bit of cloth so it doesn't touch her skin and just applying that directly onto the scarring on Tick's face. It leaves a numbing sensation behind it as she is using bloodvine sap.
As she does this, you feel the salving and the tenderness of her hands tick. But as is always the case when you're receiving ministrations from Nida, you can feel the baleful glare of Inala.
So I think Kalak can Inala is not a woman of many words, right? And so, as Nida's helping Tick and they're becoming close, I imagine that Inala is just seething in absolute rage. That's a safe assumption? So Kalak can sense that, or basically he smells that Inala is ready to murder. And so kind of in all your minds, you hear kind of this like a wisp of a breeze kind of enter. And Kalak just asks very simply, Tick and Inala battle now? or after? No battle while running. Now or after?
Nala's just gonna kind of flinch just ever so slightly at the sound of you talking in her head as she has a familiar feeling of what that kind of feels like, and just stays silent as she looks at you.
I don't think that is a good idea.
No?
Oh, I mean, why would we fight?
She would feel more restful if she could cut you.
I mean, I suppose, but at the same time, and it's kind of hard to talk as I'm trying to not move the side of my face. But I mean, more rest because she'd probably need it after that. But she has had the opportunity to cause damage to me like that before, and she did not take it.
You have bested her then.
I mean, purely by mistake, but yes.
So soon she will challenge you again, yes?
Perhaps. Maybe.
It is good.
What, and is pausing for a second, kind of not necessarily wanting to, like, I don't necessarily want to get anyone upset. At the same time, I've spent decades in the arena, so I'm not like overly sensitive to it. It's not my objective in life. So trying to like sidestep the conversation, and still trying to understand Kalak. What languages can you think, speak, whatever, understand?
I speak Kreen.
Huh?
I speak to the stone.
Huh?
I speak to travelers. I speak. I listen. Sometimes they don't listen.
Yeah, but like, I can speak giant. Like, I can speak to giants and they understand. I can speak to you and you understand. I can speak, and he kind of goes into a somewhat intentional whisper that's not so much a whisper. I can speak Elven. Like, can you do those also? Because you're just in the heads of people.
I hear travelers. I hear
That
Kreen.
don't make sense.
I hear stone. My thoughts are as they are. What do you hear?
And Tick is just confused because you're not giving like a language type word that he understands, like especially stone. Like what? So he's just puzzled, a face of absolute bewilderment.
What do you hear?
I hear, well, you in my head.
How?
I don't know. Not with my ears like normal, that's for sure.
I mean, Kalak's just not able to get his question across. He doesn't have the right words to like to dive into this too much further.
And is this a full broadcast thinking?
Yeah,
from
yeah, yeah.
Kalak?
This is to everybody.
Nida's just watching this. Like, Nida kind of gets what Kalak's trying to say, but is very much just watching the confusion.
Mhm.
She did perk up a little bit when Tick, not very subtly, said that he speaks Elvish, as she knows that her and Inala have... Well, Inala's talked shit in Elvish around him before. Nida's just talked in Elvish around him before. And that they had just had a discussion in Elvish, less about, well, partially about Tick, and partially about her own past and some of the people that she had known in her order. So in her head, there's a like, oh no.
As this is happening, the storm continues. It seems to abate just a bit, and yet you have this sense as though something looms over you. Your shoulders instinctively want to hunch, and you hear still among the storm the howling, and it's almost as though a bird of prey that hovers over something it sees in the grass below. The storm seems to be just sitting over the top of the cave now.
Kalak, you speak about fighting inside your packed clutch.
Yes.
Still weird, but you talk about infighting in your clutch. To place dominance amongst each other. Is that correct?
Battle is one tool. Yes, we fight amongst our clutch. We battle.
But why must there be dominance like that? Like, for example, here, I do not need to prove superiority.
Cluck laughs. Like a chirp.
I know where most people sit. Zephytalk is my big brother. Not really, but yes. And Lucius, although would like to see me dead, does not try to kill me. He just expresses he hates that I take so much water. Enola. Can I pause and tilt my head and look up at you and give a little grin? Well, Enola is always saving my life.
Do you mean Nida?
Nida is always saving my life. I was ahead of myself in my own thoughts. Nida is always saving my life. The only one I question is Enola because she is so secretive with her words that I cannot understand.
Enola is going to just glare at you.
So Kalak's eyes before were probably kind of more like a purple color, and they definitely take on a golden, a low golden color. And he just says, says domination, success, trust, sacrifice, prey meat. A few measures of a worthy Gatak Hawes. To be called or to be demanded to lead is no different. As natural, vast, unknowing. As the sun moves, leaders lead. Gatak Hawes, Nida leads. You follow.
I am not the leader. And there's an apprehension in her voice of being called a leader.
You heal. You have water. You were on the Crodlu. All followed.
Well, I was on the Crodlu because I am the slowest. By quite a bit. I have value
That
to
is
the group,
true, she's short.
but no. Whatever you called me, I am not that.
And Kalakis continues to watch you with golden eyes. What does it say?
As this is going on, Zephytalk, nearest the entrance,
No.
you feel
Sexual.
a gentle caress
Hey, yo.
and a voice. Come out, Druid. Druid, come out and play with us. Oh, you smell so sweet.
He just sits there, listening to the voices of the wind and storm.
You feel Skrit next to you. His wings start buzzing, and he moves toward the entrance.
He was originally in my jacket, so as he pulls out, he's going to just lightly wrap his pinky and ring finger around the tail and just slowly pull Skrit back and just begin running his left middle finger from the front of his like mandibles up his head and down his back, just calming him and
Okay.
just whispering his light clicks, saying to Skrit, "Do not listen to the words of the storm, for they do not know you as I do. They do not want you as I do. They, for safety is here. Outside is pain."
Because you had him in your jacket, it was a fairly darting motion. You felt a pull. But as he tried to get from your jacket, you are obviously easily able to control him. And as you speak these words and you caress him, you feel the tremble and the beating of his wings subside, and he just moves against your chest.
He will continue to whisper him in those clicking tones, and of course not as poetic, because it's more, because the only other language I really know is mainly Mandarin. To me, I connected a lot to Mandarin because it's the main words. It's not the connecting words, or the conjunctions or whatever. It's mainly just, when you ready, go. You go. Not before. Just effectively being like, when you truly do wish to leave, I will not keep you.
Right.
But may be by reason that is true and not of honeyed words.
And obviously, Skrit's communication is very rudimentary, but as there is a chittering, just the way he relaxes against your chest, you have a sense that there is some level of understanding.
I know from it. As he'll just sit back, listening to the wind and storm at his back.
Nida finishes applying the salve to Tick's face, and his head is rather large and heavy, and notices just like the tingling in her feet as he's probably crushing a couple of arteries. I would like to be able to walk again, so I and kind of like pushes at his head just ever so slightly. But I think that your wound should heal properly. Is it still painful? I mean, yes, but as painful.
And you know, laying there, head to the side, I turn my head to look up to actually speak to you. I mean, yeah, it is painful still, but I suppose my head is rather quite large, and your leg might be numb for a while, so I suppose I could get up. Yes, thank you.
As soon as his head lifts up, there's just a lot of blood back into her leg. As she, with tingly feet, makes her way back towards Anala, kind of taking her spot beside her and just interlacing her fingers, knowing how much just mixture of anxiety and anger she can feel just emanating off of Anala.
Yes, and as you approach her, you know her body language well, but you also have a connection with her, and there are just waves of displeasure coming off of Anala as you approach.
Anala will take your hand and give it a squeeze, and just in Elvish say that the giant grows too close. I don't trust him.
and hearing this, and then also having just heard Tick talking about being able to speak Elvish, she's gonna say it back in Elvish, but very quietly.
You're muted, Nida.
Oh, I mean, I'm muted on this computer. I'm not over.
No, you're not when you go.
Louder.
Yeah, okay.
He kept you from. He tried to save you.
He also tried to kill me.
He did not try to kill you.
Just glances at you sideways.
He also offered you to strike him back immediately.
He has no control. He's dangerous. It's my job to protect you. And I'm going to do that till my last breath.
I know you will. You always have. And I trust you. But I also ask that you trust me.
You, I trust. Them, not so much.
It's hard-won trust, but I don't think they're at least not different.
She's silent for a minute, listening to you.
Hello. Can you understand them?
I cannot listen.
So there is languages you don't understand.
I cannot listen.
I don't understand you or them. Oh.
Enala, it is my role to put people at ease, especially people in pain. You know this. You've seen me do it before countless times. Why is it different with him? I know you do not need to trust him. You don't even need to like him. But you also don't need to make me worry you're going to slit his throat while we're resting.
She looks down at her hands and, without looking at you, very, very quietly says, "You act around him like you do Joran. Is it the same?"
There is just an immediate, light pinkish flush that goes across Nida's cheeks up to the tips of her ears. I act like a bumbling girl around Joran. But she thinks for a moment. There are some similarities in their ideals. The core aspects of protecting someone who cannot protect themselves. And that's a gentle nature. Why I never understood how he bonded so well with Gavel.
At that name, Anala bristles visibly and just mutters through gritted teeth, "I will keep my promise when I see him next."
Okay, so.
Hopefully we won't see him for a while yet.
Okay, so.
She
He's
snorts and glances at you.
unkind, but he does care for his role, protecting Joran.
She just shakes her head. Do you miss home?
Sometimes. But people come and go from the temple so often. It's an odd feeling missing it, but And there's a definite, like, not deliberate pause, but a weighted pause. I'm not sure I'm quite ready to return yet. We have to, but don't know if I'm ready.
No, I'm not. Still, be nice to see some familiar faces again.
That it would.
What if we could do better?
But that is for us to deal with after the storm. And Nida just kind of rests a little bit against Anala and looks over towards where Tik and Kalak are, just assessing and watching as Tik is kind of, I'm sure, the weird numbness is taking hold.
Does he still have a hole in his cheek? Can we like see his teeth through his cheek still?
No, when she knit the flesh with her healing spell, there was fresh growth of flesh that sprouted up through the waters of Galana, but it's scarred. Strips of white, sinuous tissue tight across, distorting the right. It's on his right side, actually. The right part of his. So he's, no exposed teeth, but looks badly scarred.
That's too bad. You could have fit more food in your mouth. 2 mouths.
I already can fit quite a bit, but at least this way I don't lose more water. And I am slightly touching it, making the comment about the water, kind of joking, but still kind of checking for holes. And then every now and then, just a soft shift between Kalak as I'm talking to your thinking. And every now and then just looking over at Nida and giving a little smile and then going back to Kalak.
Kalak's gonna send a message, I think, just to Tik. I mean, because Nida and Alana are kind of talking. And he'll just ask, what will you do when we reach the Silver Springs hive?
I don't know.
Is that your hive, your clutch home?
Clutch hive? No. I have not had one, as you would call a clutch, or a hive, or a pack, or anything in many years. It was when I was young that I was captured. For at least 40 years I have been the slave in the arenas. So I do not know anyone at this place, and I can only... And not a vicious glare, but instead of looking back at Nida, Tik will look back at Anala, and then back at Kalak. Still with a sense of concern or disdain kind of mixed together. Or I can only hope that they do not treat me like her, like she treats me. And Tik is speaking out loud, although you're thinking to me, you get this half communication.
His voice, though he's not trying to be loud, resonant, carries through the cavern, while the shrieking of the wraith storm, the wraith winds blow over top, seeming to pick up again. The gale, which subsided for a moment, now seems to be picking up in pace. Occasionally you hear a thunk and a loud booming resonance as some boulder or other large object is hurled against the cliffside where you're at, and you can occasionally you just a day ago encountered a defiler. You felt the draining of that defiler, the life energy being pulled. There is something reminiscent in this wind. It's pulling at the very life force of the earth.
Kalak's going to respond to Tick, and he will broadcast it to everybody, but like quiet, like pretty quiet. And he just says, and he's trying to like make you feel better. He says, don't fear. GHA causes Silver Water Hive. She wouldn't take us there if there was anything to fear. If there are more like Inala, then your death will be very quick. There's and painless, so there's no reason to fear.
And as this comes through to you, while it's flat in tonality, it does still convey a sense. It's beyond spoken word. There is nothing ironic. There is nothing humorous. This is as deadpan as possible. Kalak sees something of benefit in a quick death.
I guess there's that. But I don't know of any place that is very accepting of those like me. That is one of the benefits or joys I have in even the pain that I have on my face. That here, this clutch, I guess, does not outright ridicule or kill me, except some.
At that, Anala will turn her head away from Nida and look at you, and just in a very even voice, just tell, you're a threat. You have no control. You let your thirst overtake you. You could have hurt her. You can't be trusted.
And you'll catch his attention because I wasn't expecting you to be speaking to me, so that's not where I was focusing. Even now, you won't speak in plain words?
Anala looks very confused, and she looks first at Nida and then back at you. Did the sands damage more than your looks? I speak plainly in common tongue to you, half-giant.
I'm gonna rock back a little bit and pick at my ear, and sure enough, a little bit of wax and sand comes out. I don't really know how you knew my ears were dirty. But I clearly see the way that you grab your dagger every time you look at me. At least Lucius speaks plainly about how he feels about me. Yet I don't have to wonder what he'll do. You, though, always sitting there, not even asking why, just assuming the worst out of me.
At this moment, Lucius will speak up and just say, "It's true. I don't care for you."
The most cheerful thing that you've heard from Lucius since the meeting with the counselor, there's a lilt to his voice.
Anala she digs her nails into the palm of her hand. I told you plainly that you're dangerous. You lost control over yourself for water. Everyone was thirsty, but only you threatened her life. You desecrated a grave. You pushed her. You could have hurt her more. And you expect me to like you? To want to be around you? To let you be near her? That I won't do. I'm not my clan. I won't kill those who won't defend themselves. But if you threaten her, my dagger will find its mark.
And finding some some truth in what is spoken, take a moment, just a brief moment to just think about what was just said to me. You sit there, stand there, whatever the case is, Enola. You say that you're not like these ones that you come from. You say that you're not like me, that I am the threat to this place. But yet I openly admit that I struck when you were too close. I missed and I struck you, in which I asked for repentance. And, yes, you are correct. I was dead and thirsty, quite literally. And although we might see graves differently, I take your point and admit my weakness. But don't stand there and think that I don't see what is in your eyes. The way that I look at my brethren when we're in the arena. And I see it in theirs as Kulak and I saw it in each other's in that arena. The pain of the choice, but one that you bury and hide and don't let the beast out. At least I know there's a beast, and at least I make attempts to make amends with it. You hide it and cast your judgment on me.
Nala growls through gritted teeth as she stares at you and just squares up, not backing down at all. I was trained to keep my weakness in check. If I hadn't been, you'd already have a dagger in your back. You scold me for passing judgment, but I have no issue with you being a giant. Just your ability to control yourself. Especially around those who have done nothing but try to help you. You speak to her as though you care for her, but then you push her aside. You destroy the grave. Think of what that does to her. All of us were thirsty, and you threatened her. Only you. All I did was act to stop you from hurting her. My dagger pressed against your throat, yet not a drop of your blood was spilt. I have my weaknesses, and I find my strength in them. I use them to protect her. Everything I do is to protect her. You want acceptance? Control your weaknesses.
I hate to break immersion here, but I've just got to, this is like the third time. Those eyes are freaking me out, man. Every time you look, like, I'm like, sorry, go ahead, continue.
And with no weapon in hand because my club was lost trying to save someone, Tick will take a small step forward because it's not that far to close the gap for him. He'll take a small step forward, and in a sense of, again, you know, even from the beginning when Anala was speaking, there's not a huge deniance of what she's saying, right? Perhaps a disagreement in her perspective on it, but not so much of a disagreement of his actions. And he's made that statement. And with no weapon in his hand, he'll then slowly, while looking at her, lower himself to both his knees and sit back on his feet. Clearly a very less defensive position. And almost in defiance of what she had just said about being able to control himself, he'll lean forward with his face not too far from hers and put the tops of his hands, palms up. He'll put his hands down on the ground in front of him. If you feel like you need to take a strike, then take it. I have the control I have. The beast is there, like with you. We deal with it differently. but we both fight the same monster.
As this conversation is happening, this is in plain sound of everyone. Is anyone saying anything? You see the half-giant, he renders his palms in a defenseless posture, and as Anala, now eye to eye with him, you see her fingers twitching at the belt where her daggers are held. Is anyone else saying or doing anything?
Clock is like doing like a low buzz that's almost like a purr. Like he looks like he's like this very comfortable, it's people don't know, but like he hasn't seen like one of these like hierarchical rituals happen in his clutcher pack for a long time, so he's like definitely all about it.
And is he still laying in the sand, or is he?
He's still submerged.
Yeah.
Like kind of like halfway up. He's just sitting there.
Okay. Anyone else?
Lucius will have made his way from the back of the cave up towards Talk. Just towards the mouth of the cave a little bit.
Okay. Zephytok, you hear the crunching of boots, but no doubt your eyes are trained on what's happening as you see your little brother in this very vulnerable posture, and the bard seems to be walking up to you, his abs gleaming in the light.
Zephytok, actually not too focused on this interaction. Kind of used to this interaction. Not even just with Tick, but we can get into that and find out in game. He just kind of, his eyes are mainly on the opening of the cave mouth while just stroking the back of Skrit. As he's looking over, as most of this is being talked about, his lips part for a moment as if to say something. And then closes his lips and looks over as he sees the approaching Lucius. His lips close, and just with an honorable bow, he just dips his head slightly and looks back out of the cave mouth.
As you do, you hear the boots of Lucius crunching closer, and you note that what light there was, it was getting close to dark. The last rays were ebbing away, and now the maelstrom seems to be picking up further in intensity. As it whips, more and more sand is coming through. It begins to actually pelt you, coming some 10-15 feet inside the cave, just from the vortex and the motion of all of this sand as it's coming in.
His eyes, his back turns to the pelting sand and stones. And now with his armor doffed after being in the cave and just kind of getting all the sand out of as many crevices as possible, he will just be cross-legged sitting on the ground and I forget the word for it, but just meditating in the pain, letting the stones hit, letting the sand hit. And he just silently breathes, stroking the back of Skrit. And just meditates, sitting there, listening to everything around. If he's interrupted, he'll talk, but for now, he's just...
All right, we'll come back to Lucius in a moment, but as you do this, as the full force, well, not the full, but the deflected force of the gale is striking you, you can see what look like almost like finger-like shadows that seem to move around the entrance of the cave and then vanish away with the wind and the storm. As you close your eyes and you reach this contemplative place, embracing the pain, the voices, these sibilant whispers in your head, they beckon to you. They tell you that you're worthless. They tell you that you belong with them. They tell you that you will always belong with them. They tell you that there is release, that you can ride the wind always, always be one with nature. Bring, Druid, come to us. Dance the wind with us. We'll come back to you, Josh. I'll let you contemplate how or if you want to respond to that. Tick and Anala, eye to eye. Anala, his hands wrists presented in the most vulnerable of postures.
Nala stands there, visibly shaking, claws digging into herself. She lifts her head. I told you I'm not my clan. I will not strike those who do not defend themselves. She'll turn. She's walking back to Nida.
Nida stands there. Oh, Nida stands there having actually a good amount of trust in Anala's self-control, as it has been tested multiple times, not just by Tick, but mostly by Nida. And just through this whole interaction, had the understanding that he wasn't in as much danger as I think he thought he was at that moment. Definitely in danger, but Nida has a lot of trust in the control that Anala has. And just with a very soft smile, reaches out to her to take her hand.
And in the process of Anala still walking back to Nida, Tick will resume his stance, and especially with his height difference as Anala's walking back, he'll look at Nida and just in a calm voice, just, Nida, it is me. Just making a declaration of himself. And then he'll turn gently and start to walk towards Zephytok.
Lucius, as you approach Zephytok, you see his broad, heavily tattooed back is to you. Muscles slowly untensing, and you recognize the posture as a meditative posture. But it's remarkable as you see small pebbles and bits of dirt that are coming in from the cave, and Zephytok seems to be ignoring them.
When he nods to me, I will nod back to him before he goes into the meditative state. I will walk up as close to the mouth face as he is and just stare out. The same way, allowing the pebbles and bits of rock to hit me. I'm not meditating by any means, but I'm just staring out into the abyss. Kind of coming down from the PTSD flashbacks of earlier. Some intrusive thoughts of the pain would go away if I just stepped out. But not letting them win by any means, but they're again staring out to the abyss, just standing.
As you stand and look out, you too begin to hear the whispers. Tendrils, fingers, as though rifling through the paper of your mind. The whispers go silent. And suddenly an image is conjured to your mind. An image pulled from your own memory. A dark image. See. Another. Look. Another. Bard, your life is pain. The pain can stop. The pain can go away. You can be free. Never again to see. And another image. It's... You have known what it means to be violated, and yet the way this wind speaks to your mind, it is something altogether different. You hear the heavy footsteps. You also hear the heavy footsteps of Tick coming to your right.
I hear these thoughts, I hear these whispers, and at first, I feel as if I'm just going to walk out, give in to the intrusive thoughts, give in to these whispers, make the pain stop once and for all. But after the second memory, as they keep coming, I know I'm not there anymore. I know I will never allow myself to be there again, but not by stepping out, by ending the people who did this to me and preventing anyone else from going through this. So I dig my heels deeper into the dirt or the sand, and I allow these images to go in front of me, letting them fuel me. I don't move, I keep staring out, but I kind of, like at the beach, let them wave over me as my feet dig deeper into the sand.
Tick. You walk up, you're now side by side. You see Zephytok looking out. You hear the voices of the wind. You see Lucius staring almost defiantly as though he sees something you cannot.
And I continue to walk up, from the moment that I had made my final comment to Nida and gently turned around and started to walk away from them. My whole structure, although tall, has slumped slightly. And you can just, whether it's a blend of contemplation, thinking about the words of Anala, again, not arguing what she said, just her perspective on it, and continuing to walk and think and
The wind.
wonder if I am this uncontrollable monster, not just a beast inside, as I move slightly past Lucius and Zephytok.
Nala watches you walk and grits her teeth and just growls, sprints in front of you so that she's between you and the opening.
Okay, Anala, you are at the opposite end of this cave, so I'll pull up here. You can see this is a good 50 feet. As Tick reaches a few feet past, a couple of things happen. One, Lucius, the voice vanishes. The sound that you heard, Zephytok, in your head, it feels to you nothing so much as though the gaze of one has suddenly shifted away from you to another. And the wind begins to pick up violently as he takes these few steps forward. You hear the storm churning. Anala, you stand. As Tick stands in the doorway, the storm speaks to him audibly, begging him, fly. Anala, you begin to churn your legs toward the doorway. Zephytok's eyes closed. Lucius' eyes staring at the doorway. You see Tick moving inexorably toward the door as the storm speaks to him. Tick, I need you to make a very important saving throw. This is not your specialty.
Would I have been able to reach out a hand to him as he walked past?
So this, like, I'm describing things that are happening. This is all happening very, very quickly. So there's a combination of things that are going to happen. He's making a saving throw. Then we're going to be doing something separately for both you and Anala, who are moving. I'm assuming now Zephytok's eyes snap open. So we'll let everyone respond. But the first thing I need is I need you, Rory, please, to roll a D20. And add your will save bonus. If you have any plus ones, you can use them.
As far as I know, I do not. Because for a will save, I would add them all.
You have 2 of them, right?
Oh, I do? I will add those 2.
Do it.
Because I have a +2 to that. I'm fairly positive about that. So let's see what if I can get above 8. Can I get above 8? Can I?
No.
Barely. I got a 14 total.
You have a 14 total.
Go. 10 plus 4.
You see Tick take a lunging step toward the doorway as though suddenly spurred forward. Now, we're going to roll initiative, but before we do, we're going to go to our one and only break. Blue Box will be right back.
Why am I surprised when that happens?
I don't know. He has a way of doing it. You should know by now. You should know. I know.
Bravo! Wow, what fantastic role play, all of you. Really, really well done. And I don't know who to shout out, but again, like, Manda, some of the most in-depth pockets of roleplay for Inala, and those eyes were disconcerting. Kalak, you have gained some fans. There are people ready to follow the teachings of Kalak, which is a pretty groovy thing.
I will exploit that.
We will have a have a giveaway today, which I'll talk about after the break, and we'll take just a few minutes here, allow people to use the restroom, grab some water. Don't leave, tell a friend, join us for the back half of tonight's stream, Sea of Dark Sun, Whispers in the Dark.
I'm going to go grab my phone to make sure that is a +2.
Yeah. Would that help? Or at least a second person that they're so when Tim walks in. Yeah.
It's a little less weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me another week or so maybe on the grapple stuff. That's kind of my guess. Or I'll have a prototype for you. Well, I think it's just you and I, chat. I don't know if John's got his headphones on. Nope, it's just you and I. Quick, ask all your Thri-Kreen questions. Now's your chance. In case anyone cares, there's much debate about the Thri-Kreen having 4 arms and the effect on combat.
Quick, talk about dinosaurs. Quick.
Talk about dinosaurs?
All the dinosaurs. Dino party! Everyone, it's a dino party!
Yes, Joffrey, there are 2 books. There's one called The Thri-Kreen of Athos, which is a drive-through RPG. And then there's just like the base Dark Sun book. The problem is that WotC has completely locked down Dark Sun. It is illegal to produce content for Dark Sun. You can't create it and then sell it anywhere. You can give it away for free, like as a fan publication. But there's now like a 15-year backlog on Dark Sun material, which is just nuts, right? Like there's literally one Thri-Kreen source book in 15 years. Which is...
This doesn't fall into that category, what we're doing?
No, because we're not writing a publication and then selling it. We're doing. I mean, this is like an
I see
entertainment
what you're
thing.
saying.
This is like
Gotcha.
if I wanted to write a guide to Thrycreen and publish it, I can't.
Gotcha. Oh, and by the way, sorry to sidetrack that. I don't have a +2 to my wisdom save.
Rip. So you actually got a 12? Is that?
Yeah.
I was worried about that. You're gonna go get your character sheet, and it's gonna be worse.
It's worse. It's worse. So moving away from that, so you can't publish anything for Dark Sun.
No, and so the guy that John had on the stream, was it last week where we talked about Dark Sun, or was it the week before that? I can't remember. But he came on, and it was all about their con. What they can do is they can put on a convention, right, and like kind of celebrate Dark Sun in that way, and maybe make some money. I mean, I doubt that they like make very much.
Yeah.
But all the stuff that people have produced for Dark Sun is like they have to give it away for free. You know, and so there's adventures and stuff out there, but it's not like the wealth of material that you get with, you know, Curse of Strahd or something because of that.
It's essentially what was attempted a few months back with D&D.
Yeah, only it's
Just to
like
block everything down.
in full effect, and they will kick your teeth in if you try. So there's this book that's the Thrycreen of Athos, 2nd edition. That's at Drive Through RPG. You can go grab it there. And then there's materials at the guy's website. I don't have the link handy. I don't remember the guy's name that was on. Between that and the box set, that's about all you get. Or John's coming back. He'll know the guy's name. The guy like wrote an adventure where everybody's Thrycreen in Dark Sun. It's like a one-shot for a convention. But John might know remember the guy's name. I want to say it started with a
You can look in the announcement.
Oh yeah.
So if anyone goes to our Discord, you can see all kinds of things from announcements.
Yeah, in case people aren't
postings.
aware, our Text RP channel is legit. It is absolutely lit.
Go read it
Yeah.
so we don't have to do this again.
Yeah. John has this rewind. It was really cool. I thought it was really fun to like the combination of improv with having like a kind of a guide to go with. John, what was the guy's name who was doing the Dark Sun convention?
Oh, June Solar.
June Solar. So
Yeah.
he wrote. I mean, he has a ton of Dark Sun material. But like I said, you can't officially publish it anywhere. And so if you go to the website, is his Athos store? Is it Athos.org or is it?
So he runs the Dark Sun Discord, and then Radu, Radu will be on Lore Masters Arcana with us on the 16th. He runs Athos.org, and but they both collaborate. June's an admin there, and they're all helping pull together the AthosCon.
Yeah, I was telling the viewers that because of this lockdown on all Dark Sun material, that there's like this 10-year, 15-year stockpile of material out there that as soon as they open up Dark Sun again, you know, they'll actually get some new official published material. Yes, there is the Joffrey. It is
Joffrey, every channel has a in-character chat that you can go see for every campaign that we run.
Yep. And so it's just us yakking at one another, really.
This is correct. We couldn't play it beforehand, so we'll go ahead and play it now. It's working now. It was very odd, whatever was happening earlier. After our video, we will resume.
But to support Dark Sun, do the conventions. The people that really love it and are trying to keep it alive.
Definitely.
That's
Absolutely.
like the only option.
It's probably good for a few folks that don't always get to come in early. They may have not seen this yet.
So good. I gotta move it over on this monitor so I can.
So many of the custom audio, some of the things you guys have heard tonight, this video, again, Joffrey, storycaster of Dice Songs, all his work in collaboration with me and our team.
It's got Kalak as a ranger. He will be a ranger soon. Level 3, I think, of a ranger.
So is he his own companion then if he's a ranger and he's an insect?
Oh, I don't know. I hadn't thought about that. We can just double up on Scrit.
Where's Josh?
Rory, did you have any more plus ones?
So
Funny story.
on the note, I have a negative. I have a 0, so I actually got a 12 on my roll out of 14.
Oh, you didn't have any plus ones?
I had 2 +1s, but I have no plus to my wisdom.
Oh, I see. You were adding a bonus to your wisdom that doesn't exist.
That is correct. So it's
I
actually
see.
12 and not 14.
Well.
I hope that doesn't change too much.
No, it doesn't really change anything.
Yes.
He's not going to bust out the critical spell failure.
No, because, yeah,
Soul sucked from.
there's really only one type of failure for this. All right, we're going to go ahead and come back. We're still waiting on a couple of our players, and I'll go ahead and talk about the giveaway and what's coming up later this week. Thanks again, all you Mad Chatters. You guys have been incredible. Appreciate you joining us.
Oh, hey, John.
Yes.
Can I add something to a giveaway? Is that weird?
No, of course not.
So I got the Humble Bundle for the Baldur's Gate thing,
Oh, yes.
and I already have a copy of Pathfinder: Wrath of the Righteous.
Oh,
If anybody wants the Steam key for it.
that's very cool. All right, so we'll do two giveaways then tonight. And I'm going to go ahead and come back on here live. Thanks again, everyone, for being with us tonight. Slightly differently styled stream tonight, but I think it's been fun. I'm enjoying what the role play has been and the way the players have run it. Really, really good character development and some interesting things that have happened. We are going to tonight give away 2 things. One, this classic reprint, very cool module, one of the original D&D modules, C2 for AD&D. This is the Ghost Tower of Inverness, very famous. Little known fact, there were actually elements of this that I used in Greyhawk Awakening Book 2. Not all of Shade Wall was used that, but I did use things from this for Shade Wall. The Keep, which ultimately was the place where the party died. And if you missed that, you can go back. If I spoil that for anyone that's going through the videos on YouTube, I'm sorry. But it does, the campaign in Book 2 ends in a total party kill. And if you have been a new member of Blue Box, and we have several of you because you joined us in Book 3 with Dark Sun, and we've got other folks that have joined us, it was the classic don't split the party scenario, not just in that the party split, but in the weeks leading up to it, the foreboding. It was well known this was a culmination point for this chapter of Book 2 in the campaign. All the foreboding language in the world could have been given. The party got inside and immediately went 3 different directions, opened 3 different doors on 2 different levels, simultaneously releasing 3 different encounters. And not just, encounter. I mean, the ecology of it made sense. It was a reason for everything being where it was, but wound up really putting the party in a position that it would have been almost impossible to survive. And their roles certainly.
Got a good point.
What's that?
Chat.
What'd he say?
It wasn't a TPK. They thought that there was some coward that fled, but they couldn't.
Well, yeah, but that coward always points that out, and since he wasn't on right now, I'm going to let the TPK stand. Because it's Josh. Yes, Josh. You're right, Chris. One person did run. That is true. One person did run, and so he yet survives. Rasmus is out there somewhere in the eastern Flanness, one would presume. And he yet lives. I'm going to go ahead and now we're actually missing both Josh and Nida, but their Zoom is up, so they'll be back in a moment. All right, the giveaway. So again, we have the Ghost Tower of Inverness, and then we're also tonight going to give away a Wrath of the Righteous Pathfinder CRPG stream key for Steam, or Steam key, right?
Yep.
So you got that from the Humble Bundle for Baldur's Gate.
PC and all that stuff. Don't be in it if you can't actually play it, preferably.
Yeah, you got to have a decent level PC as well. So, all right. So the first one, hang on here. Let me get this ready. You okay, Ashlyn? You're muted.
You're so muted.
You're so desperately muted.
He's muted on his app.
You had one job. I have to run all this stuff, and you had one job.
It's not my computer that is the microphone. And I literally like rushed here, threw on the cosplay, put the, because I'm cooking for him tonight as thank you for, hey, thanks for letting me bum your space to play this game. But then I hadn't actually gotten to do any of the marinades. So I'm like, okay, I'll do it at break. And, and then I screwed it up, and then it's the day.
Very nice. Very nice. Rory, I want to. I'm hoping this goes a different direction from a number of standpoints. Not just the. Oh, by the way, it's hashtag Blue Box in the RPG to get entered into the giveaway for the first one. This is for the Ghost Tower of Inverness. That is a Lightning Source reprint. It is not the original module, rather, but it is a fun one, and it's got all your baked in PCs in the back and the charts, and it's like these things are done better than the originals in terms of the way they're printed. And so it's a really neat piece of D&D lore to have in your collection and a fun module to run. All right, so Blue Box RPG in the chat. But Rory, so I was going to say, not just for the obvious, like, okay, there is danger, right? We get that. Okay, great, there's danger, right? We're playing D&D in Dark Sun. Of course there's danger. But the narrative that this could just perpetuate with Anala is most unfortunate. Because Tick, again, she just chastened you for lack of control. And then you, for whatever reason, wandered right up to the entryway of the cave. And I have repeatedly described the pull of these voices, and Tick lacks the will, which makes sense.
Two reasons. One, it happened in the text RP. And two, he wouldn't have really, he would have heard the whispers, but not like the other two have been hearing them. So he went to walk up next to them.
That's right.
And then a couple of steps passed, and then they grabbed him. But yes, I'm just staying true to what happened in the RP.
Right, which, again, it makes sense. It might have been what you, even absent that might have been what would have happened. It carries over, right? And so I actually think that, because what he describes is that he is moving toward the doorway as though to walk out in the storm. He's got that sort of sense of resignation that he's struggling with. And this would be the point at which the other elements of the stuff that we have done can absolutely play in, but this definitely is where it has the potential to go off the rails also. So we'll play it along as it goes. Hashtag Blue Box RPG in the chat.
You told me in the RP, in the Discord, everyone can go look. Please go look. Join our Discord. Go check it out. John told me that he's going to hand me a new character sheet in the text RP.
Oh yeah, that was at a different point. That was when you surrendered your palms to Anala.
Yeah,
I thought Anala was going to take you out. Hello, thank you, Red J. Thank you, Hey Wilson. We appreciate those primes, or that one Prime sub, one regular sub, and yeah, anyone that doesn't know, you can use your Amazon Prime to sub, and it's absolutely free. Okay, with all of that said, we're going to resume. I don't know if anyone's, but I think Zephatok should leave. Zephatok.
What?
I'm not. It's in the chat. I'm trying to get with the. He says it's a joke. I'm trying to get the joke.
I don't get it.
I don't get it. You have to be more explicit with us. We're a bit daft. All right. So, as we resume, party, you are inside this cave. You are, for the benefit of our viewers that have not seen this in some time, or perhaps not seen it ever.
Oh.
This is the Sea of Dark Sun. Actually, it's focused in. I have a larger map of it, which sits here in this game in an alternative universe. It is in the Flanness. So this is in the area called the Sea of Dust in the southern part of the Greyhawk continent. This area was rendered such by the twin cataclysms, and so the party began in Tyr. It began with an initial gladiatorial combat where Kalak and Tick, two of the PCs, were fighting in the arena of Tyr. Many things happened. The party then eventually fled, met up, became a party outside of Tyr, and after many other events have decided to make their way to Silver Springs, which is about a 3 to 4 day walk depending on conditions. They are now about a day or so outside of Silver Springs, and after freeing the Jinda family from their specter-like state, the slaughtered family who were in a state of unrest because they were unavenged, the party avenged them by slaughtering the tattered flag. They acquired this single Crodlu, and then rushing to the north, they hit this storm after some other interactions, and now they are sheltered underneath the power of the Wraith Wind, which blows over the top of this cave. Tick, in its entrance, feels the summoning power of the storm, makes his best effort to resist. Unfortunately, he was not successful. So, Tick, as you feel the call, unlike the whispers of the others, unlike this, you took that extra. You might remember at the very beginning, I asked Zephatok how close he was to the entrance. And I gave him some options, and he was kind of, it was important. I wanted to know how close. This determined if you moved there or past, how strong the effect would be. You hit that region of direct access and control just inside where the tendrils of the spirits of the Wraithwind, and even as I've mentioned, the tortured souls that are within it, you sense there is something else. Not just those claimed by the Wraithwind, a sentience in the wind itself, that which perhaps creates or sustains or drives, you cannot know, but you know there is something more in this wind than simply the souls of the lost inside its confines. And with that, we resume. You have a 14 on the die. That is insufficient. You immediately feel that yank, a lunge. You move to take a huge step, and now, party, we're going to go to initiative.
Great.
So, who's rolling or who's rolling for?
Let's see. What's that? Repeat that.
Rolling because we're all trying to do something prior to one another.
No, we're going to roll initiative, and I'm going to do this in order of the party. Hang on, let me turn that down. It's a little bit loud. I'm going to do this in order of the party, but I will give you guys some control over order. We'll give the text-based RP or text-based initiative another chance here, Josh, even though you were terrible at it last time. So the DM has a 3 on the die. Well, the purpose of this initiative is really to see how far Tick gets before anyone else takes action. I mean, we know Arnala's already in motion. We know Lucius and Zephatok would have noticed and probably begun to move. But this is how quickly Tick is moving against the actions of the rest of the players. Go ahead and let's have Arnala roll, because she was the first one kind of tracking Tick, already moving forward, even though she was the furthest away. You have a 4. I had a 3. You have initiative. So, party, as you see Tick begin to lunge forward, tell me what you're doing.
Anala's running to him, and do I notice that it's more than just him walking on his own accord?
You would be... Roll a d20. Add your wisdom bonus. I keep forgetting we have a party with a very unwise party with a couple of exceptions.
I rolled a 20. Wisdom. And I add a 1.
You rolled a what?
I rolled a 20.
Oh, okay. Yes, I mean, you've seen this giant. You know how he moves. You see there's a sudden stiffness and a lurch, as though he's being pulled from the chest, not walking of his own volition.
Okay, so and knowing the winds, she's not even gonna try and like stop him, just like grabbing onto him or anything. She's gonna pull her dagger and try to slice the backs of his knees to make him fall.
Okay, so you have a good solid, let me pull it up here on the battle map. This is a pretty
Not my
important spot in the battle map. You're gonna have, let me pull this up for the viewers to be able to see here. So here we have Anala. She was at the back. I'm gonna say, because you had already started to move, we'll give you a full tile of movement. There are 5 feet. And you have remaining to go. Whoops, wrong one. That one. Whoops, what did I just do? Control Z that. What did I just do to my map? Oh, I know what I did. I got it. All right, so you're a good 50, 55, 60 feet from Tick. So if you take a full sprint action, a full dash action, you would be able to reach him by the end of the round, but he will be moving. So I'm just assuming you've got your daggers bared and you're in a full sprint. Is that fair?
Yep.
All right. So we're going to have you, before anyone else takes action, we're going to get you all the way here, parallel with them. You'll have a few feet of movement remaining in the round. Thank you very much, Patrick. So let's come to you now. Well, whoever's next. Again, we're doing text or role-play-based initiative, so go ahead.
John, you're great at this. So, prior to this happening, when John, the God DM, said that he was going to be coming back to me, and he never did.
I didn't say when. I just came back to you.
Well, now I'm coming forward. You're not coming to me. So, in the time when the eyes were still on everyone, effectively, and these words were coming out to Zephatok, and even when the eyes shift would probably be towards the end of this. But even though it is not that of the divine, but more of natural and more of nature, are these words to come in this meditation as he responds. And it is as follows. My body is nature, not yet given. My blood, the hidden wells. Skin the sands. As the sands skin me, my bones the rock, not yet broken. My hair, the winds for a time now bound. I give my emotion from me. I hold no hatred of you, O Wraithwind, no wrath, wind, O wind of sorrows. I have no sadness of the lives you've taken, nor hatred. From me you have no predator, nor do you prey. For I am as I am, and I am not as you find me. I'm here for now, and when my body is no longer, you may have it. But for the claim upon my soul, it is beyond you. It is with our mother. She, who is the earth, who you have hunted, or who you have turned from. The pain you bring will not bring my sadness or hatred to you, nor will it bring. You have no power here, beast. Beyond your fear, beyond the death you bring, the souls live on in you, but mine will not. Though I will listen to you, beast and man of wind and sand, for we are brothers under the sun. We are family under our mother, for blood is fleeting, but this love is forever. I love you as you are. May you find peace as I have found it, upon the sands you so furiously throw about. May the mother find you.
Woo! All right. That is inspiration for you, Josh, to be used on any role that Zephatok makes. That was absolutely incredible. That is another TikTok-worthy moment. But that is not your action. That was what you were doing as the wind was speaking to you. Now, what is your action?
That he had pushed out from him. It's hard to describe because, again, like I said, it's not divine, but almost in the form of a natural exorcism. In the form of, I call upon the name of that which is the earth that you defile. Be gone. For you will have no emotion nor power here upon those within this cave. And he says none of this out loud.
Right.
All of this is just fully inside of him. Now, if that takes his action, that's his action.
No, I mean, there is, again, you had a few seconds. Some of what you just did was as Tick was walking up. You know, there is a reasonable amount of free action speech that can occur, and particularly because this is thought action. You know, again, I think we're going to limit how much you can do, but you have not taken a full action. No.
And with that, then, I would like to take the Tetsubo that's next to him, his club, quarterstaff, and just with his pulling arm, his right arm, and pushing arm, his left, would just like to swing, pull, and push underneath Tick's legs just to swipe him out from under him onto his back. As he's walking one step forward, one strong leg, one not so strong leg, as the weight's about to be transferred.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna have you roll d20, and you're attempting not just a strike, you're attempting a tumbling, a grappling maneuver. Essentially, you're trying to knock his legs out from underneath him. So, roll a d20, and just roll your d20. Add your base attack bonus. Tell me what you have. While he does that, we're gonna come to you next, Lucius, because you're also close.
I'm gonna use my 1+1 for this. Hey, not bad, not bad. Oh no. Oh no. My app's being weird, but I know my base attack bonus is, I'm pretty sure, a 1. Because Druid. At level 2, and that's a 16 on the die, so 17 with my +1, and then the +1 I chose to use for my own, so 18.
18 total on the die.
Without my strength modifier, yeah.
Okay. All right. So now roll. So are you? You really can't do this without trying to damage. So go ahead and roll damage.
Oh yeah, no, I'm fine damaging him. I don't care.
Just put him back together.
Yeah. And this is with my strength this time?
Yes. This is with your strength
like
this time.
Damage at all, John?
No.
If I kill him with this strike, John.
He'll just be unconscious.
13. Well, I'm saying this because, again, Quarter Giant has a lot to hit with. 13. So it's 13 damage plus my strength, which is 3. So 16 damage in total.
Okay.
What are you rolling for damage?
My Tetsubo, it's a 2d8.
Against large.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
we have. So it's it does more damage against large creatures. Many weapons do that. If you go back to the old original AD&D, a two-handed sword. Anyone know what a two-handed sword did against a large creature in AD&D?
Yeah, 5d8.
Nope.
12d8.
Nope.
16?
It didn't do D20, did it? A straight D20?
3d6. It was 3d6. Yeah. So you get the 3d6. All right. So 16 points of damage, you say?
Yep.
All right. So, Tick, I was gonna have you make a reflex check, but I need to know how many hit points you have now.
Yep.
That many.
Well, I mean, I'm still up.
Okay, but how much did you have?
Or do you actually want to know that?
I know I never asked that, but because I'm doing a different kind of calculation now. I need to know because of the DC save I'm going to give you for your reflex now. I need to know how much of that 16. Sorry?
It took 3/4 of my health away.
Oh, that's good enough. All right, so 3/4 of your health. All right. As this blow slams you from behind, and Ala, you're seeing this as you're sprinting forward. You see Zephatok, who is much closer. He just takes a single step, and with the range of this massive weapon, he swings it, hammers it right into the side of the knee of Tick as he is about to leave the cavern. As he does so, Tick, I need you to make a reflex save, DC 16, to stay on your feet.
You got this.
This is the one you don't want to make.
Keep going. You gotta make this.
I probably shouldn't tell you that with your luck with dice, but this is the one you don't want to make.
Roll high.
I want to roll low on this one.
No, roll high.
Yeah, Mike, you had it 3d6. Thank you, Tracy.
+2 on this, so. So I'm not using any of. Oh, I still could, but I don't have any. So not using any of those.
Wait, why is Tick dancing? I didn't see 1,000. Did I hit the wrong button?
Oh no, he's dancing.
He was dancing.
He's dancing.
I'm not sure what happened there. It's supposed to happen
That ball
1,000.
is out. That ball is out, and the lights are shining in every direction. It is disco night here
what's
because
your
I got
weapon
an
made of?
18 plus 2.
19 plus 2.
Are you kidding me?
I got an 18 plus 2. I got a dirty 20 just now.
Rory, you are the worst with dice.
Oh, by the way, John, blue dice. Blue dice.
I told you those roll high. You don't roll the blue dice when you want to roll low.
No. That's what got me my negative.
It is.
my will save.
It is the most stunning demonstration of agility you have ever seen from Tick. as you hammer his legs, you feel a crunch. There's a crack from that knee, and yet he springs off the opposite leg, hopping toward the wind. Anala, you are pursuing from behind. You're reaching there, but you would not get an action this round. This will leave Lucius. Go ahead.
Don't forget Kala.
Lucius.
Like
I want Lucius. And we're gonna have Kalak and Nida go last because you're at the back of the cavern, so you guys can go whatever order. But Lucius, what are you doing?
I laid down,
Okay, so-
looking at.
So I'm going to use an inspiration roll I had from a couple episodes ago. If they roll over, is that okay?
Repeat that. Sorry, you have an inspiration. What?
Roll from a couple episodes ago. Did they roll over? Or...
Oh, I typically let you know if they roll over, but I think I did roll these over from the last time because we had the storm event, which was contiguous from the last episode. So yes.
Well,
Okay,
this isn't.
I'm gonna
this
use
is
an inspiration
not
roll.
for plus ones.
I'm sorry. I do carry the inspirations over even. Yeah. So yes, you would have it. So-
Okay, and then I'm going to use my 1 plus 1, 2 plus 1, 1 plus 1 on.
I don't know how to read.
To do what?
Lucius, seeing that this isn't working, is going to try and jump on his back.
Okay, hold on.
You got like.
Let's see. Remember, this is simultaneous action. So let me think about this for a second and make sure this is even. So you are standing behind Zephatok. You are 20 feet away.
I was standing next to Zappatalk.
Okay.
I went up to the entrance.
Okay, I thought you were standing behind him as he was meditating. You stood next to him? Okay.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to allow that. But what you're going to do here is you're going to need to make it's going to be a grappling check because he has just lunged to the left. So as you're running, the crack of Zephatok's
I
weapon.
was trying to swipe his legs out from under him.
But he's a big guy, so you put some muscle into it. It's not like you didn't hit him hard enough. The damage that you did made that DC very difficult for him to overcome. That's why it was a 16. And then Rory goes and gets himself a dirty 20 or whatever it was. So, unbelievable. So, I'm going to have you roll a D20, add your CMB, which would be the same as your base attack bonus to that. And we're going to give you a +4 because you're coming from behind and he doesn't see you.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so I rolled a 14. I have a +1 as my base attack bonus, and then you said a
15. All right, so 19. What is your CMD, Rory?
My CMD, my dear friends, my CMD. Gotta find it. My eyes are all glossed over right now. I got my stats, I got my saving throws, armor class. Where is CMD at?
Your CMD is in the combat
There it
section,
is.
just a little bit below to the right.
Yep. CMD. For a mighty half giant like myself, it is a nice 22.
Yeah.
This is an absolute conspiring. You reach there, Lucius, as you leap up. It's right as he makes this sudden shift left from the blow that he takes from Zephatok. You hit his back, but you're unable to grab purchase. You slam into that bone bit of armor that he has on the back, and you rebound from the frame of Tick as he goes left. You don't take any damage, but you don't manage to grapple him. You land next to him.
Also, the pain from being hit by the club didn't like get the marbles in place or anything.
Well, I might give him another save. That would be a good shot of pain, but this is all the same round, right? So this is all in 6 seconds. All of this is happening, with the exception of your previous monologue.
It's all right.
All right, so
Lucius's turn. Sorry, Lucius.
No, Lucius's turn. Well, Lucius, I mean, you still can take a free action, or but you failed in grappling.
What a free action is it?
What's that?
Is a spell a free action?
No.
No.
Now, if you have 7 plus 1s, you could take another half action. Do you have 7 plus 1s?
Of course.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
John. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Demon.
All right.
Oh,
So, is it Kalak's turn?
Yes.
We're ready to do this thing? Kalak bursts up out of the sand. Are there any big rocks near me?
Yeah, there's good sized
Pick
rocks
one
all
up and
around.
I hurl it at him, full force. like it's just no thing. Like, oh, he's gone nuts. Rock, boom, like as hard as I can throw it.
right into the back and me. I go out the door.
If I do, well, actually, whether I hit or not, I still want to move up and then hit him with my
Takes
other
action
attack.
just going forward to look outside.
Okay. Guys, I just wanted to catch some fresh air.
Just go for fresh air and everyone's just like beating the crap out of him.
Okay, ready for the rock?
No one.
Wait, okay, so hold on. And by the way, I know my camera is doing a little thing here. It's got, I think, some stuttering. It's actually, I know what it is. It's that Elgato card. I need to unplug it and plug it in, but I'm not going to bother with it now. So go ahead and you're going to roll to hit. So you get movement as well, and you move at a 40 foot pace per round, correct?
Yep.
All right. So you would not reach there, and but we'll have the throw take place first, and then we'll do the movement. That would get you here. All right, make your roll to attack. And you're flanking him, so this will be at a bonus.
20. Nat 20
Oh,
right
if it's
here.
a nat 20.
Please just hit. Please just hit.
I got a 10 plus 5 for 15 plus whatever flanking is.
Oh yeah, you hit him. Yeah, you hit him because he's got no dex bonus. He's flat-footed.
How much damage is it? This like a large rock, 2d4?
Like 28 damage.
Yeah. So no, we're gonna do because the size of your rock, your strength. Well, let's see. Let's how big the rock was.
Yeah, it's like Tick's kill.
Okay, yeah, you picked up a pretty good sized stone. It's about at the peak of strength that you would have to hurl it at this distance. We're going to use this as a D4, and we will apply strength damage to it. So it's a hurled object. It's not like a normal missile weapon. It's a hurled object. So the power of the throw, the weight of the object. Roll a D4, add your strength
6 points
bonus.
of damage.
How much?
6.
Lucius, very few times in life you have been so glad of failure. As you slide off, you see a stone come right over the top of where you would have been and slam into Tick's back. You hear a crack and and the giant tumbles to the ground.
And Kalak immediately, like probably one motion where he picks it up, throws it with one arm, draws his club with the other, and when he goes down, Kalak is instantly on his back, and I'm biting his neck and just pumping him full of paralytic.
Okay.
And then I'll stand up and turn around and just like grab him by the ankle and just like drag him.
All right, so a couple things that happen here. I want to come. Nida still hasn't taken an action this round. Nida, you're seeing all this happen. You see, the blow that Tick takes from the side. You see Lucius leap and bang and slide down off of his back right as a stone comes over the top, and as he hits the ground. You see Kalak rushing toward him, so this would still be your round before Kalak reaches there, rushing toward him, and he's got his mandibles open and his claws out like he's headed straight for Tick. What are you doing, Nida?
Nothing. We're fine.
Nida's so far away that she physically can't do anything.
Nope, that's right.
But she is going to spend this whole time rushing forward. As she started running, as soon as she noticed
All right.
Was going to yell
All
at
right.
Tick.
So you're springing forward. You would have had that full dash action of 60 feet. That'll get you right here.
Yep. Was going to call out to Tick, but Tick is now unconscious on the ground again. Instead, she's going to call out to Kalak. Just, we don't eat each other.
You see
I
Kalak.
don't know what he's gonna do.
Yeah, you see Kalak spring.
I stop instantly. I freeze in place when she tells me to back off. And
All right.
I do.
All right, we are out of initiative now. Free action party. You see Kalak standing over the form of Tick as the wraith wind continues to churn outside. You can feel a hunger from the storm, an anxiousness knowing how close it is. The blood, the scent, it reaches it. It desires. It desperately wants.
Zepatok he was going to sit back down, like literally he did his sweep from seated. He spun on a knee, trying to do a sweep attack or a trip attack, and then came his full 360 after the swing, and then pretty much as soon as he's turned back around, Tick's fallen back down, and he'll just nod, he'll walk up to Anala and like tap the bottom of his pouch, which then almost like when you hit the bottom of a cigarette container, it pops up the next one. He taps the bottom and a little like piece of glass comes up and he just hands it to Anala, and it's this little vial with white liquid inside of it, and he'll just put it in her hands and turn around and sit down.
Nala just looks at.
And he's going to go back to his meditation. Actually, no, he's going to go back to the opening of the cave, scooping up sand, and then we'll just be siphoning off sand at the opening of it, just chanting.
All right. As you step closer to the opening of the cave, you also hear these voices getting much, much louder. I'm going to need you to make that same saving throw. This is a will save. Anala, he hands this glass vial to you. You see this pearlescent white liquid in it. Remind me who gave that. Which Mad Chatter gave that full heal?
Rachel.
It was Rachel. All right, Rachel, you're still in chat, Kiteria. So that had not been consumed yet by Anala. It was transformed to potion form. So this is still what you had provided to the party, and it is now in Anala's hand to do with as she wishes. Zephatok, what's your roll?
That's a 24.
A 24. Okay. Now the second thing I'm going to ask you to do is make a perception check.
Okay. Cocked. Ah, jeez.
He's a mess.
As always.
Okay. Oh, jeez. 19 on the die, plus a lot.
Okay.
Perception plus 8, so 27.
You see a figure, dark, slightly more substantial than those diaphanous, shadowy fingers that you saw earlier, that seems to coalesce from the storm, and right here in that piece where the enclave was, it's still about 10 feet away, and you see it's hovering about 5 feet off the ground and moving at a very unhurried pace towards you. We'll come back to you in a second. Anala, what are you doing?
So Anala looks down at Tick's unconscious body, gives him a bit of a kick, and just fool. And will stay between Zeph and the rest of the party, just as in case somebody else tries to go closer.
Okay. Anyone else doing anything?
Nida's gonna call back out to Kalak again. Having seen him capable of moving Tick, unlike most of us, with the exception of probably Zeph, who is busy doing things, is going to call out Kalak. Bring Tick further into the cave. away from the mouth.
I can make him still.
Right now, we just need him further from there.
I
Bring him to me.
can make him still.
Okay.
I can make him hard.
Kalak grabs Tick's legs and drags him to the back of the cave.
All right.
Nida will keep pace with Kalak.
Roll d20 and add your strength bonus to it, please, Kalak. You're strong, but this is 1,400 plus pounds of inert.
Is it an athletics check or is it just like a straight?
We're just doing a straight strength check, yeah.
I rolled a natural 4.
Okay.
So I got like an 8.
An 8. All right, you're pulling, you're moving, but it's slow. You dragged him by the feet, right?
Yeah.
As you're pulling him, the carapace on his back drags, catches on stones. He comes down off that small ledge. You hear his head bounce on this. It's slow moving. So we're going to give you 5 feet this round. We'll make another check next round. Okay. Anything else the rest of the party is doing before I come back to Zephytok?
Lucius.
Is Zephytok the only one who sees this guy coming?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Lucius is just kind of dazed by what's going on. He's trying to take in everything going on around him. He's still at the kind of the mouth of the cave as well, but if he doesn't see the guy, then he doesn't see the guy.
Okay.
Just kind of like, what just happened? Like, this big bug dude just took down a tick. Like, okay.
A tick took a tick.
A tick took a tick.
Don't do that. I don't like ticks.
Zephytok.
Zephytok is doing as he was once taught. Enchanting. Using the words of the shamans in this low guttural throat voice. Just it's not going and just in giant speech saying, the realm of the living is not for that of the dead. Find peace beyond this point, O brother, for this is not your place. Be gone from me, O dead, and find the spirits elsewhere, for the living are here.
Interesting. All right, so as you do this,
not angry, not full of any emotion, just speaking to someone else, like speaking to an animal. You hold no ill will for it and its being and the way it acts and its nature. You're just letting it know there is a fence here and you are not meant to go past it.
as you speak these words, sing that again, please. Josh, that's another inspiration.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Rack them up.
The creature hovers. Its form shadowy, but with some substance to it. The wind buffets its odd shape, and an eyeless cowl pivots towards Zephytok.
It casts fireball.
John, with your eyes, that made me so, just like he casts fireball.
The creature looks at you, Zephytok, and as though drawn, you feel it moving towards you, and it holds out a long-fingered hand where the fingers themselves blow like cloth in the wind as it comes forward towards you, beckoning.
Still he chants. This time turning the chant to that of not so much this is a fence, but more of one day this will be a gate. But today is not the time for my spirit to pass through and join you, but when the day comes, you have no claim over me. For the mother is mine, and yours, if you wish her to be. But that day is not today, for this is a fence, not a gate.
You see all of the rest of you. You see Zephatok. Go ahead and make another strength roll, Kalak.
And he's still with that huge handful of sand, just holding his arm, almost like he's trying to keep control of that right arm, just pouring the sand out, making this fence with his words and with the sand itself.
All of you are seeing what's happening, and now this figure is clear to you. It looms a good 12 feet in height, and with its sinuous form wafting, it cocks its head as though a listening ear, perhaps a remembrance of something it once had in life. And the hand reaches out almost gently towards Zephatok. What is everyone else doing?
Lucius would like to cast message, which allows him to kind of whisper and be whispered to at great distances.
Okay.
Just kind of allowing everyone, like, we got a friend, like, there's someone coming.
Nida is walking up towards where Kalak is, knowing that she might, like, I'm assuming I'm within this little bit of time not able to get up to him and also wake Tick the hell back up again.
No, yeah,
Cool.
Yeah,
I'm just walking towards, and I'm keeping my eye going between what Zephatok is doing and what this wraith is doing, moving back and forth, as it seems focused on Zephatok. And at that moment, Nida notices all of the wounds that are on Zephatok that he refused to let her help him with earlier that day.
Yes, she sees precisely that. Anyone else? What was your strength check, John?
12.
Total of 12.
Yeah.
All right.
Look at the guns.
You get him pulled another 10 feet. But you also, I'll give you the option. You can tell there's something going on behind you. Does Kalak just continue to drag Tick in, or does he turn?
No one's asked for help. I mean, I might glance, but for the most part, if it's really strenuous work, I would just be focused on that one task.
It is, yeah. I mean, he's a heavy boy.
Yep.
You weigh about 700 pounds, correct?
Kalak?
Yeah.
Oh,
I believe that's right.
450?
Oh, you're only 450? Okay.
He's on a cut. He's on a
7
cut.
feet tall, 11 feet long, and I think he's 4.
Okay.
Like, you might be right though. It's
That seems light with an exoskeleton. We'll do that later. But you're pulling him. All right. The creature is reaching out. Anyone else?
Anala is going to pick up a stone that looks rather sharp and chuck it at its face.
Okay. Roll to hit.
I rolled 18. I guess you won't.
I ain't doing nothing stupid this time. I ain't doing
Because you're
nothing this time.
unconscious, you dummy.
So
That's my fault.
A total of 19.
A total of 19.
I hope I die from this.
You can't make this stuff up. You just can't make this stuff
I
up.
hope I die from this.
It's like the one time I would have allowed a creature like this, it's a custom creature, to be influenced by roleplay. That was not the intent here. And yet, as the hand is reaching out, Zephatok, you feel a chill. But it is this gentle motion, as though there's a curiosity, something which came to devour. Somehow you have resonated with it, whether it is the druidic nature of your connection with the land, which this creature clearly once was of the land, whether it's your intonations, perhaps even the sonic resonations that came from your voice, something. You had arrested this creature's attention. Well, whether for ill or for good, you can't be certain, but you saw no sign of violence. That is until a sharp rock hurls overhead and strikes right beneath the creature's cowl. You hear a violent shriek, and it's initiative.
Great. Awesome.
And Nala!
Eat it.
So realistic to what she would have done.
That's a 2.
All right, DM has on the die, and you guys don't even have a tick. I also have a 2.
John, I was keeping pace with Kalak from my previous.
Yes, I've got you right there with him.
So we only moved
Okay.
like 15 feet.
Yeah, you're right there. So you're
Had him move.
yeah. So you're back a little bit is what you're saying.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. My bad. You're right. All right. So I had a 2. Roll again. I have a 3 this time.
That is a 2.
All right. The creature suddenly, eyes going wide, as though betrayed, as though feeling trapped. It lunges at Zephatok, the one clearly trying to trap, and it strikes. Your armor class, Zephatok?
I'm also going to be flat-footed.
Okay,
'cause
that's fair.
He's not going to resist.
He's not going to resist. Okay.
Flat-footed, armor class. If it's a touch attack on me,
Yeah, it'd be a
then
touch attack.
11.
A 7?
11 armor class. 11 armor class.
11 armor class. You feel a cold, clammy hand strike you. As it does, it puts a chill into your form. The tendrils of fingers pass into flesh. Again, they're not completely, even as the rock struck, this creature is not completely ethereal. There is some substantiality to it, which is why the rock was able to hit. And yet the fingers that go in, they pull at your very flesh. You take from this... Okay, that's my first bad roll. 7 points of damage. And I need you to make a saving throw. This is a this is a will saving throw. This is an important will saving throw. It is a DC 12.
Oh, I rolled really high on that. However, as he gets hit, the Zephatok will say, as it's hit in the head, and then the sadness that crosses Zephatok's face as his arms are still just going back and forth with that sand, and he stops on one edge and says, and so it becomes a door. As he's struck and he's unconscious.
But you made the saving throw?
But I made it by a 22.
You see Zephatok standing there, defiant but almost childlike in the face of this creature. And as he struck, he falls. We go to you, Lucius, you're closest.
Is there anything like large rocks around that are not part of the cave wall?
Yeah, as mentioned earlier, there's rubble, there are rocks of various sizes, there are bones. There have been previous occupants here. As I said, this has been a place of shelter, but yeah, this is loose shale. These cliffs are riddled with broken rock. There's rock everywhere.
Okay. I just saw that there was a weight to the spell I wanted to do, so we're not going to do that now.
Okay.
So Lucius will... He'll take a step back. He will take one step back as he's seeing this happen, and then run forward with nothing in mind but trying to get in between them. He will hesitate at first, though.
So whoops. So he is within the movement range. You're a good 15 feet from this creature. So if you wish to attack, you can. If you're just trying to interpose yourself, you can. What is your choice?
I'll throw myself on top of him. Not attacking, because I would have seen that he was coming in gently first, right? Like I wouldn't have, that was something I could see since I was so close.
Yeah, we could call it gently, but again, it would be, I mean, you can't be certain of what his intent was, but it didn't turn sudden and violent until the rock struck.
Right. So I will just lay myself on top of him. Not attacking.
Okay. Inala.
I'm gonna Anala's gonna pull her obsidian dagger and just run up to it, and she's gonna take a swing.
Okay. Inala, you leap atop the rock. That's about 15 feet of movement for you. You can attack. Roll to hit.
That's 10.
I'm sorry, what was it?
10.
A 10 to hit. As you swing, your dagger catches a bit of cloth as it's wafting by. You feel a tear and wisp of smoke, but you're certain there was no damage done by this blow. Nida.
Nida is seeing all of that that's going on over there, is going to reach down and is actually going to, I want to do this at the same time as Kalak, because I'm going to give him instructions before I use my, I think I help a cure wounds on Tick, but I'm going to look at Kalak, right, hold him until we know that he isn't just going to run into the sets, and I'm going to cure wounds on Tick, hoping that Kalak will be able to hold him down until we can register, okay, you're cognizant with us, then go help people.
Okay, go ahead and roll your healing.
Cool. Okay, that is 7.
All right, 7 points of healing. The waters with an urgency forming around the wounds again. You've become very familiar with the physiology of Tick.
Really familiar.
I knew Josh couldn't resist that. But as the waters heal, 7 points. Tick, does that bring you conscious? Tick, your eyes snap open. Of course, you'll have no action this round. You are befuddled. The influence hit you so fast, you have a dim memory of lunging toward the storm. Now you're just staring up again at the face of Nida, and you have the most throbbing headache, and your knee feels it's pulsing with agony.
Your little brother needs help. And that will probably be all I can do.
Kalak, I will still give you... Did you decide to stay and hold him during this healing action? If so, that would be your round.
I don't think he was gonna.
Okay.
I think her comment of like, he needs to stay here until he can't leave, and like his leg's busted, he's not going anywhere. Like even if he wants to, Kalak is like, he's not gonna get far. We'll all just nail him again. I mean, he's definitely not, like, in Kalak's mind, there's no way Tick's ever getting past the Nala without taking some damage. And so he's pretty confident that Tick will never leave this. All
right, so what is he gonna do?
Tick's Tick's eyes open up, and he just looks at Nida, and he's like, he will never leave the cave, and like rushes over to fight the thing.
All right, so for you, at your full base movement of 40 feet.
I'm gonna huck a rock on the way. I can't get to him.
Yeah, so... Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you take a full dash action, you will get all the way there. If you're going to stop and pick up a rock to throw it, you won't.
So you said that Tick has, like, some chitin armor on or something?
Yeah, he's got, like, basic shell armor.
Can I tear off the back of it?
I'm going to say no.
If I spell my action...
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, so you'd have
shield.
You'd have to roll him over and then pull it off. I mean, it's possible. Would you like to do that instead?
I don't have any blades. I can't. No.
I mean, I'm just saying it would be difficult.
Just do the rock.
Yeah, I'm just gonna move up and throw a rock.
All right, go ahead and roll.
Yeah, I was hoping to get the shield out of your armor. +5, natural, dirty 20, without counting flanking or any of that.
A dirty 20, you fling, your rock hits. Roll damage.
Is it D2 or D4?
It's a D2.
1D2 +4. Even will be 2. So
What's
6 points of damage.
All right. Your rock also strikes home. Lucius, you see the creature flinch in front of you, and now we go to initiative.
I lost last time. So next is Lucy.
D6.
5. John rolled a 7.
5. Roll again. 4.
3.
The creature lunges forward at Lucius. And remind me of your armor class, Lucius.
-12.
We'll go ahead and roll on the screen here.
I'm getting out of the spells.
Oh my gosh.
On the screen.
Armor class? I don't think I have.
I don't even have to look. I know it's like a 19 or a 20 because every time he rolls on screen, that's what happens.
No, that's not true. I roll on screen a lot now. And that was a nat 20.
Oh,
All right.
11.
11. All right. Now I roll to see if there is a crit.
Critical Spectre hand.
Here
Which
we
chart
go.
is that?
You just have to hit it.
That is a 4. It is not a crit. Okay. So we'll roll damage. As I'm rolling damage, I need you to go ahead and make that same will save I mentioned earlier. It's going to be a will save, DC 12, and it's an important will save. I'll just tell you that. So you know, if you have +1s, what?
John, that 4 with its modifier still wouldn't hit an 11. Are you sure?
Yes. Yeah, it does not have +7.
3.
3 on the 12. What am I adding something to it? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Will save.
Wait, so
We on a 12?
wait, 3 out of 12, huh? What'd you say? You roll a d20.
That makes more sense. You said a 12, so I was like,
It's
oh,
a
this
DC
dice has
12.
sides.
I said it's a DC 12 you're trying to beat. A difficulty check.
Uses to roll
Got it.
D12s though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
we're rolling.
That's
so
right.
low.
Fine.
A 5 on the die?
I didn't kiss it first.
All right.
Pretty sure she has a +7.
You feel the creature as the cold hand moves through your flesh. It's like it nicks a part of your being, and you feel a little yank and a tug. That is a permanent, semi-permanent, depending. Requires restoration or some type of. I'm gonna have to go unplug that camera. The stuttering's getting worse. -1 to Constitution. That's a stat drain on that. And I'm going to go redo this camera. This will just take a second.
How much damage?
I'll be right back. Oh, yes, and the damage. Again, I'm not doing bad on the damage dice. 7 points of damage. Right back.
This is going great, y'all.
7 points
This is
of damage.
Yep. Please say you're unconscious too. Please, let's make a dog pile.
No, we can't.
I am also unconscious.
Yes! This is great. This is
laying
awesome.
there.
This is great.
I'm gonna.
If I, friends, I have never been unconscious before, so like something like this. If I have a negative,
It stays
Keep track-
negative
keep track
until
of
you
it.
have 10 plus whatever your con modifier is, and then you're dead.
Negative.
awesome.
Negative that, yeah.
Like,
All right, so it was 7 points of damage. Are you still conscious?
Send me that new character sheet, John.
Are you unconscious?
Yes.
I'm unconscious.
Oh my gosh.
We're just
Hey.
dogpiling, like Josh said.
Yeah, hey, Kalak, lay on top. Get on this.
And I haven't entered the fight yet.
It's just like
Look at
one
the job
shot.
done.
Lucius collapses, as he asked, right atop Zephatok's form. So now both of you are laying on top of each other.
Yep.
So we're going to start off.
Oh, boys.
And Nala, you are right there. What do you do?
I'm gonna swing at it. Yep. She's taking a swing.
She's next.
you have
Nat 1, she drops and just stabs through both Lucius and Zephatok.
18.
That is a hit. Roll your damage.
Prepared for this. I was prepared to miss. Ooh. That's a 4 on the die. 5. 5 total.
5 points of damage.
Yeah.
All right. This time your blade finds purchase as it rips into the ebony mist. You feel the tug, the resistance of whatever is inside this creature, and as it pulls, a little puff of obsidian smoke comes out, and there's a slight escape of further smoke from the creature. Kalak.
All right, I'm gonna move up to it, and then I'm gonna swing with each of the femurs from that Templar from the arena.
It has no.
Oh man!
Yeah.
And the penalty for bone is -2. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. -2 for using bone. No, Patrick, I don't know. We'll see. Hey, we can always use the minis with a different party. Don't stop printing the minis.
Okay. So I have +0 to hit because I'm dual wielding.
All right.
And I have -2 because they're bone, and I have -2 because I'm dual wielding. So it's two straight rolls here. First one is a 12. Nope. Yeah, this is going to be bad times. And a 13.
Nope.
Okay, whiff.
You know, these Templar femurs, they feel good in your hands, but they're not well balanced. And they strike, they hit through the cloth, but you don't feel them find purchase with anything that you're swinging at. Yeah, guys, I'm sorry. I think I actually need to reboot the camera, but I'm not going to fuss with that tonight. We'll just keep going. So I unplugged the Elgato Stream capture card, which I thought was the issue, but that's not it. It's got to be the camera itself. All right. Nida and Tick, you stand at the back or mid-side of the cave, and you can see Zephatok lying peacefully on the ground. You see Lucius run to protect him and just fall atop his body. So we have the unbroken sandwich is sitting right in front of this creature, while Inala and Kalak defiantly swing away.
How far can Tick throw me?
You'd have to ask him.
As I'm going to grab onto like any bit of cloth and indicate that we are running towards the front, and looking kind of frantically at the two bodies, then back at him. If we move forward, can you get me the rest of the way? because I am not fast enough to get there in like 3 rounds.
And we got to move this. I'm giving you free action for speech here, but it can't take too long. So it's got to be urgent and quick.
Yep, that's all that she says.
I don't know that this is the place for you. Just stay back here and I'll throw them to you.
All right. So Tick, are you then? You're trying to rush forward?
Yep, and yep, lightest one first. Lightest one, and the one that he would see as the most vulnerable, which is Anala. So the goal is to run to Anala, grab.
Oh, this is good.
Oh man!
Grab the.
Could you make
grab her
Anala
clothing
hate you?
and throw Anala back towards Nida.
As soon as she
Oh
sees Anala
my
getting thrown, I was like,
Anala is the closest one, the lightest one, and she's in the way of me getting to Zephyr and to like she's alive, like she's alive, but like none of us are hurting this thing, so she can get away. And freaking, what's your name?
No, I'm here.
Halak,
I'm here.
You're
for
actually
it.
the strongest one there, and the other two are unconscious. Like
I'm here.
Oh my God.
I'm here for this.
we need to pull them out, and Anala's in the way, and she's in
Is
danger.
that an opposed grapple or like what exactly?
Yeah, no, it's yeah,
It's a CMD.
yeah, it'll be the same thing with the -4. So you've got 30 feet of movement to make. Your base movement rate is what?
40.
You have a 40-foot base movement rate, but you've got that hurt knee. What I'm trying to, I mean, you could definitely get there. What I'm trying to see is, I mean, that's really 3 large steps for Tick. But let's have you make a.
Con save?
Let's do. Nah, I think what we're gonna do is a reflex save here. You know, it's your ability, your motion to move through. Because technically, this wasn't a crit. I didn't have like a. It was not rolled as a broken knee or they just. You took heavy damage to the lower body in one spot that did 3/4 of the damage to your body. So, let's call this. I'm gonna say this is a reflex save, DC 12. If you fail, it's half your movement. If you fail by more than 4, you're going to stumble and fall to the ground. So an 8 or lower, you stumble to the ground. An 8 to 12, you get half your movement. A full 12 or higher, you'll be able to get there and still take an action.
Yes. Dirty 20.
Okay. Wow. You feel the pain. It winces, but you're a gladiator of the Dark Sun Athasian sands. You push the pain out to some recess of your mind. It joins many companions there. Thunk, 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 your heavy footsteps. Anala engrossed at what's in front of her. I'm going to have you make a roll a d20, add your CMB. And Anala, what is your CMD?
Want me to roll a d20?
Uh-huh.
CMB?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Did you say it, Amanda? You're muted if you said it. We didn't hear.
It's gonna be fun, they
It's a
said.
13.
A 13. What was that? A 13.
No idea.
All right, go ahead, Tick.
Okay. So in standing up and running, kind of like I said, you know, I see Anala as the weakest and the smallest, and she's in the way of both Lucius and Zephytok. So she needs to get out and safe, and the other two need to be pulled out. So as these large stomps come behind, boom, 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 my hand reaches out and grabs firmly on the clothing. And I'm not trying to like Hail Mary you over my head, but I am tossing you forcefully back to Nida, and I got a 22.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna treat this because even with your strength, I can't give you something in this sort of section that I would not give you in a normal combat round for an opponent. So you wouldn't be able to grab, run there, grab, gain control with grappling, and throw in the same round. Now, the fact that you are so enormously large and so much enormously stronger than she is, and that she had no idea where you're coming, what's going to happen in this round is you grab and you yank her. So Anala, you suddenly, as you're ready to plunge your daggers again, you're you're pulled backward. You feel your garments tighten around your neck. And that concludes this round. We're going to roll initiative. I'm going to go ahead and restart this camera. It's driving me nuts. Hang on.
Okay, Lucius lost, so now...
And to take advantage of this moment, I will also yell, Kalak, we got to get them out of here.
Kalak, my boy, it's your turn to roll initiative.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
As you drag them away from this nasty thing.
3.
Nick's gonna get daggers in him.
Hey, it's all about perception. You think.
I got a 3 on the initiative.
Okay, so it's clear nothing but a Zoom or a PC reboot is going to fix this, so we're not going to fuss with it anymore. That's the last thing I can do quickly. All right, on initiative, the DM has a 2. If you haven't, type hashtag BlueBoxRPG in the chat for the first of our 2 giveaways tonight. We have a Lightning Source reprint of Ghost Tower of Inverness, classic C2 AD&D module, and then after that we'll be doing a giveaway that is coming from John Demon Gun tonight, which is the Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous computer role-playing game. You'll get a Steam key for that, where you can download that game for free and run it on your PC. It's a full, I mean, those things were like, when they were new, it was like a $50 game. I don't know what they're running for on Steam now. All right, what was the initiative roll?
I got a 3.
You got a 3. I have a 2. You have initiative.
Sweet. Clock's probably a little confused about Tick and Anala, but I think he's not going to worry about that right now. That'll resolve itself. I'm hoping. Okay, so Zephatok's weapon, right?
Yes.
It's like Mega Mace thing.
Yes.
Is it like an exotic weapon? Can I pick it up and use it?
You could pick it up and use it, but you would be, what we would call in the old days, not proficient. You'll take a minus to it.
Yeah, it's all the penalties that are
right.
Well, that and since he swung it at Tick, he had put it back to be able to do his chanting thing, so it's currently attached to his lower back.
I was gonna put it underneath you, but yeah, either way, I was gonna get to the difficulty of it next.
Kalak, you can swing it, please. Just pick him up with it.
No, it's the -4. I don't want the -4.
Ah, fine.
And all I have is these 2 femurs. I don't have like any 2-handed weapons or anything. So I mean, I guess I'm just gonna swing again and just suffer the wrath of Dark Sun for material weapons.
Right.
Or I could. Okay, so I'm gonna take a step. I'm gonna move away from it 10 feet.
Okay,
so an attack of opportunity. That's fine.
No, if you're going to take an action like an attack or some other.
No, so I'm gonna walk 10 feet back. I'm gonna smack it in the face with a rock, and then I'm gonna walk up and hit it.
You're going to walk 10 feet back. Smack it in the face with a rock.
Yes.
And then do what?
Walk forward and hit it.
Well, no, the rock would be an attack action.
I have dual wielding or whatever.
Yeah, but the dual. Yeah, but the dual wielding presumes that this is in contiguous combat in the 6-second round. It doesn't mean I can do an attack, take a full movement action, and do another attack. That would be a 2 attack.
Can you not stagger attacks in Pathfinder?
You could stagger attacks, but you can't put melee. You can't put 2 staggered melee attacks with
thrown in melee.
What's that? Thrown.
Actually, I could. Anyway,
you can't do that. No, you can't do that. If you had 2 attacks in a round, that's different than a dual wielding situation because you have multiple arms. It wouldn't be realistic because even with that step back, that's step back, pick up rock, throw rock, step forward, re-engage, and attack all in a 6-second round.
The club, would it matter? Probably.
No.
Okay, I'll just swing it twice.
Ah, come on.
Okay.
I'll just swing twice.
All right, go ahead and roll the hit.
I have like a 25% chance.
I mean, I'm all for the creative attack actions. I like that stuff, but yeah.
12 was a miss, and 11's a miss. I missed twice. Next.
Can somebody please roll a really good attack roll?
need obsidian. I need something.
Let's go to you, Anala. You now dangling 6 feet off the ground. Not choking. He didn't grab you by the back of the back of your chest garments. He's got that cloth. He's kind of pulling you back, and it takes you a split second to realize it's Tick that is holding you up.
I'm gonna stab my daggers into his hand.
Okay. So it's gonna be a grappled action. Go ahead and roll to hit. You do have the daggers in your hand, so you're basically. Wait, hold on, because he's got you back.
I am behind her.
Yeah, that's.
And I just jerked her off her base.
Yeah, I'm gonna say. I mean, if you want to just do a blind thrust behind you or something, you can do that, but you can't see. You can't see his hands. You see no flesh. You're dangling in the air like this. He's got you from behind.
I'm gonna like twist as much as I can in his grasp because you can twist in your clothing.
Yeah. So you're.
Swing my arm back.
It's more of a rock, yeah, because you don't have a base to twist in, right? So it's more like a used. Okay, so you're gonna rock and try to come around. All right, it's gonna be a difficult attack, but go ahead.
I can swing my feet because if he's already pulled me off, my feet are swinging. Then I'm gonna use the momentum and turn myself as much as I can in his.
Okay, yeah, I'll buy that because you would have been. So it's sort of in one motion. As you're coming back, you're using that momentum, pivoting. It's going to be a difficult attack, but you can make a sort of a semi-blind, not fully blind swing toward him.
So I rolled a 13 on the die. So 14.
You lunge, you swing back. Tick, you see this, and it's just a sort of simple adjustment for you. She misses. What do you do? Anala, you can also speak if you wish to. I mean, is there anything else you want to do?
I'll let you down, but not here. None of us are safe here. And it's all in the same continuous motion. Like my arm, I know we're working it mechanically, but my arm's not stopping from the time I grabbed her.
Right. So you just...
That is what I'm doing.
You pull through. All right. So with what level of strength are you making this effort?
So that's what I was trying to say before. I'm not trying to like Hail Mary her over my head, but I am, and I'm not trying to skip her along the ground, right? So, a good moderate strength to throw her back by Nida, as I'm calling out to Kalak that we need to get everyone back. So, like, I'm moderate 3/4 strength. I'd rather her be further back and a little hurt than right up by this thing.
All right. I'm going to have you make it's a tough one. I'm going to have you. It's not really the right check for this. Actually, I think it does work for this because really what we're trying to see is not how far you throw her, but you're trying to affect a certain arc, right? You're trying not to throw her too high and have her go plop. You're trying not so far, but you don't want to skid her across the ground. Make an acrobatics check.
Okay.
Snowplow.
I don't know that I've done that with him.
Hey, Hunter.
Oh, yeah. Not so bad. My roll will probably be bad.
Midsummer Waters, they are fighting, I believe Lydia, if I have your name right, they are fighting a creature which detached itself from the Wraithwind. It is some sort of Wraith-like figure, but again, don't look to your, monster manual. We use a lot of custom monsters here on Blue Box, but this is definitely a Wraith-like creature. All right? What was your roll?
14.
A 14. Okay. Yeah, so you're going to chuck her. Anala, even as you swing, you feel you're suddenly weightless. You fly back 10 feet. As you hit the ground, you do thud against the stone. Remember, there is loose rock and some sand, but it's mostly stone. You fly back 10 feet, and you take...
Oh, I didn't get her very far. Dang
Were you trying to throw her further? The further you try to throw her, the more damage you would take.
By Anala, by Nida. So I don't know how far back. I think she's like 20, 25 feet.
No, she's about 20. All right, so you threw her further then. All right, I'll give you. I mean, you could throw her further, certainly. So we'll give you that another, I'd say 50, with a throwback, like 15 feet would be realistic. So as you hit, hit pretty hard, Anala. thunk. You do skid not too far. He managed to loft you. As you hit, you take 5 points of damage, slam to the ground just a few feet away from Nida.
And Nala hits the ground and does not move.
Yeah, she would
Honor
have been
doesn't
down
kill
so
us, I'm gonna
fast if
kill
she stayed
all
there.
of you.
And the problem is, she's down. She's down with a full heal potion, still on her person, unused.
Yep.
And that is why I threw her by Nida, very purposely.
All right.
You got this.
Nida, what are you doing?
That was the point.
I am going to reach down. I'm going to use my third spell slot on Anala, because she's the only one I can reach, as I'm going to cure wounds.
This party, you were a step away from avoiding this combat with some of the most epic roleplay ever, and now bodies litter the floor.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Could have been avoided.
What's that?
I said, what did we
this
know
could have
she
been
had?
I know. Roll. What was your roll?
9.
What's that?
9 hit points back.
9 hit points back. All right, so that's this round. You take no further action this round, obviously, Anala. Nida, as you hover over her, you use the last of the healing waters of Galana that you have available to you.
As Anala looks up at her, there is just panic mixed with frustration across Nida's face, pointed at her. Before she turns back to see, okay, who else is getting thrown at me?
Kalak, the creature looms over you, a wailing. You do see there are now several spots where there's smoke that just seems to leak like a chimney with holes in it coming out of this creature. But as it moves towards you, claws coming down. Let's roll to hit here.
Not if Kalak goes down.
That's a hit.
Also, this creature is not taking a single hit, really.
Yeah, it is. It's taken
It's
3.
taking like what?
One.
Three damage?
No, it's taken 16 points of damage.
Oh, okay.
Ouch. I couldn't keep rolling low every time on the damage dice. Kalak, you take 12 points of damage.
Drops like a stone.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yep. There it is.
Does he really?
He's level 1. Yeah, I'm at negatives now.
Kalak thunks to the ground. The crack of his carapace on the ground.
Wait, John, can we continue the campaign as ghosts?
I still get a turn, right?
No, your turn was the throw. You could still move. That throw would be called a full action for you, but you still have movement, or you can do something else.
Well, ain't that just sucky?
Just move back. Get away.
I know, like, logically,
Run.
that makes sense, right? Like, the whole point of Tick coming in was literally to throw people back or to pull them back. Like, that's
Right.
Yeah.
It also do
That's why,
damage.
That's it. Yeah.
Well, sure, but that's why he's throwing them over by Nida, very purposely. But man, if I step closer to this thing, let alone where I'm at now, I'm probably screwed.
Yep.
If you go to the corner and
I
wait
don't
for it to
actually
kill
have
you,
a
you're
turn this
screwed.
time aside from the movement, so I'm screwed. If I back up, Anala's gonna kill me, so I'm screwed.
It's part of the storm, so we're hoping that the further back you go, the
That's my hope. That's my hope.
So
But
we-
I got 3 dead people, including my big brother, up by this wraith thing, who will probably consume your souls and bodies.
Yeah, it's fine.
And I can't. I may as well just stay.
Well, I'll give you a suggestion. You don't have a weapon in your hands right now, do you?
No, I don't.
So if you wanted to look around, pick up a rock, pick up a bone, you do see the Tutsembo weapon, however you say that. It's
Tetsubo.
Tetsubo weapon.
on his
It's
top,
strapped. Yeah,
right?
it's strapped to his. It's strapped to his back. But
Underneath-
you would, yeah.
underneath Lucian,
But
or
poking, but
Lucius.
it's underneath, but poking out.
Sure.
You would probably have the strength to rip it out if you wanted to. Might do some more damage to
That,
it.
Letting me
that's
up
probably the
safe.
best
Crazy.
option. But then even then, if I grab the weapon, then that defeat I got to get them out of here. Like, I don't know how strong this thing is, so I don't know if I hit it and it dies.
Yeah, I mean, you know it looks damaged, but you have no idea how damaged.
Right. Well, the next lightest one is Lucius, right?
Yes, and
Looking
he's
at body size, Lucius would be the next smallest one.
Lucius is. Now, just, you're not stupid. You know that Anala, you heard the ground thud as she hit, and you have no idea how injured Lucius is.
For sure.
By the way, neither do I. So I'm not telling you what to do, but yeah.
For sure. My hope was that Kalak and I would pull the unconscious ones out, not throw them. Anala wasn't unconscious.
Okay.
So yeah, to your point.
So you're going to take a step forward and grab hold of Lucius to try to pull Lucius out of the way.
Yeah, am I able to move and grapple, like grab Lucius at the same time?
Get Kalak
This
out.
round?
It's the best.
All right. You take a step forward. Lucius, limp foot, is sitting out from behind a rock. You grab hold of it and begin to pull. All right, we're going to go to initiative party. And
Oh my gosh.
as we go to, again, it's hashtag BlueBoxRPG in the chat. As we go to initiative, I should have made this clear. It should be clear. When you have been given something by the chat, as Rachel gave the full heal, it's fair for the person that receives it to know what it is. So if Anala is role-playing that she doesn't know what this is, she need not role-play that way. Now, if she's role-playing that for whatever reason she doesn't want to use it, or doesn't want to give it to herself, or Anala, or doesn't want to give it to Tick, or whatever, that's fine. But I didn't want you to think you don't know what this is. That would not be fair to the chatter who gave it. All right. With that said, we go to initiative.
I got a 5.
Okay.
You have initiative. I have a 2.
So what does he do unconscious?
Clock bleeds.
So Tick,
little puddles of ichor for him.
Tick, are you just dragging Lucius?
Yep. Next logical one to make sense. As much as I want to grab my big brother, Lucius is actually, I think, on top of him. So I'm grabbing Lucius's heel, and I got to get him all the way back and fight. Just firefighting this.
Fight
One out.
It's
And
gonna
Next one
fight
out.
you,
Next
though.
one out.
At the same time, Nida's moving forward to meet him halfway so that she can get Lucius
Yep.
up as quickly as possible.
All
I
right.
can make as much movement as I can. Like, I don't want Nida coming to me, so granted, I get it, but little stumble dance in the hallway, like, as far as I can pull Lucius back, I want to pull him back.
Well, okay. Now hold on.
My
Again.
head bounces.
Yeah, you got it. No, yeah. So if you're saying as far as you want to, Lucius is light to you, and you're dragging. You grabbed his foot. You're dragging. You will be bouncing his head on the ground. Is that what you wish to do?
No. Like, if he's that light to me, right?
Of course he is.
Pull him and grab, like, his waist and pick him up versus dragging him because he's light to me, right? Then I will pull his ankle.
All right. So you're gonna yank his ankle, pull his waist. All right, and then you're gonna take movement. So. Yeah, you're gonna make that move, but you're carrying him. So are you trying to get past Nida? Is that what you're saying?
Get to as close
Far
as he can.
back as I can in the direction to Nida, not running.
Yeah, but Nida has a direct intersection. So Nida, you see Tick pulls Lucius up under one arm and starts backing up, and it's clear he's not moving towards you. So you have the choice. You can do whatever you want here with Anala, or you can move forward. You can take it.
I'm moving towards Lucius, whichever direction Lucius.
So your goal is to intercept Tick. Okay. All right.
Intercept, and if I can, I'm gonna do a healer's hand conduit.
All right. Healer's hand conduit. Remind me, what is that? That's not a spell, correct?
That's the I can do treat deadly wounds as an action.
As a full action. Tick is moving. This is very, very difficult. So basically, you lunge forward. As Tick is sliding back, you grab hold of Lucius. As you grab hold of Lucius, Tick is dragging you backward, or Tick, you stop when you see Nida grab Lucius.
Yeah. When there's something going on, my goal is to get the people over to Nida. Now, if I go back and she brings him, okay, well, objective met. So now he's safe. He's being treated. I want to go back in.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll stop.
So then he releases Lucius limp
Racing.
in your arms, and go ahead and roll your healing.
Cool.
Did I take any damage from the...
No, because he picked you up. Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say, if my husband kills another...
Yeah, he didn't drag you. He picked you up,
Kill
which
the last one John did.
not true. I have never killed a character.
You can assess that one.
Nat
Odds don't lie.
one.
No.
So how much healing?
A nat 20 of healing.
Okay.
So that is a total of 33 on the heal skill,
Right.
which with that particular thing is, sorry, I have to go between different tabs and I haven't memorized all of my things yet because she has so many things.
It's 4 points of healing.
So that is treat deadly wounds is 1 hit point per creature level, so that's 2 plus my ranks in knowledge planes, which is also 2 because it was extra. I then also add my wisdom, which is another 4.
So it's 8.
Crits. so that's
8.
16.
Wait, what? Oh, right, double, because you rolled the nat 20. That's right. We double that with that roll. So that's right. That's something we gave to you. Yeah. So no, the math is correct because that's how we treated that skill. So that's an amazing roll. So that gives Lucius 16 points of healing.
Hit points.
Does that bring my con back up to normal?
Nope.
But Nida just envelops Lucius in this water. Basically, as soon as she's been held, now has Lucius in her arms. As soon as he regains consciousness, is going to let go, knowing his shit, and is going to then turn to see who's coming at her next. She is just fully in the zone.
Okay.
Come on.
Lucius, you take no action this round, but you feel you basically take a bath inside this cavern. You are deluged in water, and you snap your eyes open, and you still feel that drain. And by the way, if you have to make that con modification in your app. I don't know what your con was.
I did.
Okay, what was your con?
It was a 9 with a -1
my gosh.
already.
You had a 9 con. Oh gosh. Of all the people.
Lucius.
I love it when the dice tell a story, but I'm not sure what story they're telling right now.
Dark
I
side.
don't know.
And Nala, you came conscious last round, correct? Yeah, all right. So you can take an action this round.
So how far am I away from everybody else?
Well, you're standing right next to Nida and Lucius. You see Tick running back forward. He's about 10 feet from you, and the creature's about 30 feet ahead.
I'm gonna make a run for Zeph and Kalak.
You're going to make a run for Kalak. Okay. So let's see that distance. Yeah, I mean, you can get there in this round. That's going to put you right in proximity of the creature. Is that what you're doing?
Yep.
Okay. You rush up to Kalak, and you can see he's lying in the rocks. An orangish, yellowish ichor is leaking from cracks in his carapace. What are you going to try to do with him?
I want to pour the potion down his throat.
It doesn't work on him.
Yeah, Kree are immune to these. No. All right. Okay, I'm going to say you're going to have to make a This is tough because technically that's an action moving 30 feet. You don't normally get a full action moving 30 feet. You don't have any pluses to take an extra half action. Well, you do have 2 pluses, but you need 7 to take a half action. So what's a fair way to do this? Because I think, it's his physiology is different. You've got to get to his head. So what you're going to do this round is you're going to get there. Just by where the creature it's moving, and let's say in this simultaneous action, to be fair, you would be able to see which direction it was moving. So as you're rushing forward, we're going to go 1 to 3 toward you, 4 to 6 toward Tick. That is a 4. So the creature is actually already moving toward Tick, which it was chasing as he was pulling the body of Lucius away. So yeah, you can do that. You can stop, and you twist this strange head around, you uncork the vial, and you begin pouring it. That will be the totality of your action this round. We'll resolve what happens to him the next round. And we go to, time-wise, we need to finish in the next 10 minutes, or everybody? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Also, John, I sent you a message in Discord.
Okay, thank you.
I work tomorrow morning. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, you.
No, it's fine. No, that's supposed to be our normal finishing time. We'll see. As the creature rushes forward, the party, bloodied, battered, the specter creature spawned from the Wraithwind, moving forward. As it hovers over the body of Zephatok, you see a hand pulling toward Tick, a hand looking toward Zephatok. We'll see what it does. The Unbroken stand very, very close to being broken. And with that, we will end episode 8 of Sea of Dark Sun.
Episode 8.
You broke the record. Instead of just you, Josh, it's all of us.
Yeah, this is the first time Zephatok has gone unconscious. And Lucius, I guess, now. Or no, Lucius has been unconscious.
All right, quickly, let's do the first giveaway. The first giveaway is the Ghost Tower of Inverness, and then we'll go ahead and we'll roll again we'll do Stream MVP, and we will roll for the second giveaway. And the winner of the Ghost Tower of Inverness is Joffrey! Congratulations, Joffrey. All right, so you don't have to do anything different. Just type hashtag BlueBoxRPG in the chat, and you will be entered into the second giveaway, which is a Steam key for the full copy of the computer role-playing game Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. And so we'll have that giveaway. Let's go ahead and quickly go through who should be Stream MVP so we can wrap up the episode tonight. And let's start with you, Tick. Oh, and we have to do that 3 and 3 thing, don't we? Let's save it for tonight. I'm gonna roll a random D6. Whoever I roll will be excluded. Nah, that's not fair.
That's fair.
What if we started doing the Stream MVP poll in the Discord?
Yeah, just so many people aren't in Discord, and we gotta move this along now. Let's just do this quickly.
Talk was the first one unconscious, so I think it's only right that he's not the one in this. So nose game.
No. But you had that moment. Where
I'm gonna say,
but Lucius.
I'm gonna say Lucius, and not just because Lucius won last week, but Lucius also had, I think, the least full interaction with the party and the team today. So we're gonna
you just have the will to live, but
I will fight for Lucius on this.
All right.
No, and I will fight for Zephyr.
We don't have time, so we're going to exclude Lucius tonight from the Stream MVP. You'll still roll for somebody, Lucius, but you won last week, and I think if you go back and kind of rewind the tape, there was the least amount of sort of role-play interaction just because of how it worked out. You didn't do anything wrong, obviously, but all right. So why should you be Stream MVP, Tick?
Okay, Tick should definitely be Stream MVP because of all the check out our Discord. Go to the Discord in character chat. You will see a lot of stuff there. So all that recapped in here. Interactions with Nida, interactions with Anala, showing understanding, yet also a sense of control, admitting the beast, and then also in combat, the whole strategy of grab, pull, and throw. Friggin' firefighter, that whole situation to get them out of there, because clearly it was not working to fight this thing. Thank you, Arnola.
All right, Bow Splitter, you are in the giveaway. You're going to be rolled for by Rory. Let's go to you, Nida. Bow Splitter, let us know if you're still in the chat.
Nida should. Are we cool?
Uh-huh.
He's in charge of my mic. Nida should be stream MVP because she's still trying her best so much to keep everybody alive despite everything. And also having the heart-to-heart moments with Anala and trusting her Vendari enough to not draw blood when it doesn't need to be drawn. And just having a major panic attack at the moment.
All right, you're rolling for Moose. Jeff, if you're still in chat, let us know. Let's go to Anala. No, Kalak, why should you be stream MVP?
Kalak should be stream MVP for doing Kalak things. Really. Kalak hanging out, being a bug, watching all the humanoids do their very, very strange humanoid things and never say what they mean and never, like, the whole actions and words are totally out of sync and confusing to him. And tried to... Oh, I stopped Tick. I saved Tick from himself.
Yes.
So that he could kill us all.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, you will be rolling for Toriano. Toriano, let us know you're still in chat, and let's go to you, Zephatok. Why should you be stream MVP?
Zephatok should be stream MVP for trying to do a nice kind of meditative stillness. He was just trying to relax and find some sort of center during the storm, even with the whispers. And then we gotta down his little brother, and he's like, okay, that's it. I'm gonna do a nice little guidance rite, really take care of the opening of this place. And then I made a friend, and then the friend got attacked, and then he was like, okay, now that's it. I'm done. Take me now. And then he went unconscious. And that's where we're at. That's the last thing he remembers.
You, my friend, and by the way, fantastic. Really, some of your best role play. Well, actually, I thought you'd lost your touch. I'll be honest. It's been a long time. Definitely your best role play of Dark Sun.
This is the first role play, main role plays that Patak had.
Yeah, you killed it tonight. Hopefully that's not the end. 2000 Caesar, you've got Chris. Caesar, let us know you're in chat, and let's quickly go around and roll for your individual. We'll start with you, Tick.
And who's Lucius rolling for?
Oh yeah, I'll give Lucius somebody here as well, even though you're not up for stream MVP. Lucius, you're rolling for Pat 66. Pat Stubbs, your stream MVP vote is up at the top. Make your roll. Who you got, Tick?
I have Bow Splitter.
What a...
I didn't give you anybody, Anala? Oh my goodness!
Anala hasn't
okay, I'm in such a rush.
Yeah, she's so ninja. She's just.
I'm in such. Oh, I skipped you. I should have gone to you before Kalak. That's where I made my mistake. Anala, why should you be stream MVP?
Anala should be stream MVP for actually squaring up against Tick and defending
Squared up against you.
herself against him and that. And being the only thing to actually hit this creature.
Fair.
Wait, didn't somebody else hit it with a rock? Kalak hit it, didn't he?
I hit it with a rock to begin with, and
Right.
then I hit it.
Yeah, she's the thing
Okay.
that pissed it off.
And then, yeah.
All right. All right. So thank you so much, and yeah, I'll talk about that in a second. All right. So your roll was Roy?
I hadn't rolled yet.
Okay. Roll for Bow Splitter, I
Bow
think.
Splitter. I got you a 15 Bow Splitter. That's pretty good for me. You're welcome.
15. Anala or Nida.
That's going to be 8 for Moose.
Dude,
All right. Sorry, Jeff.
Is he a sub?
Is he a sub?
Yes.
Cool. 11.
All right.
Sorry, but I
Anala.
used my 20.
I didn't get a person.
I didn't roll for you?
Gosh, John.
Yeah. You know what, guys? I'm just. All right, Miss Swiss, let's go. All right, so you're rolling for Rebecca.
I got a 20.
A 20.
20.
All right. There are still 3 rolls, or actually, if they're subs, 6 rolls to go. So plenty of opportunities to tie that. Let's go to you, Kalak.
All right. Am I rolling 1? Or no, it's BP Gaming, so
Yeah, it's definitely 2. He's a sub.
2d20.
Can you see anything with those on?
Yeah.
Okay, 12. All right.
It's weird. They're like one-way mirrors, I think.
Okay.
Like, I can see pretty well.
Cool. Zephatok.
Zephytok is rolling for 2,000, Caesar. That is going to be a 14 and a 12. I'm sorry.
I beat everyone except for one person. So
All right. Becca.
Come on, Miss Swiss.
10 and an 8.
All right. Congratulations, Miss Swiss.
Becca.
Now, please tell me Rory won't be dominating this. You have to, or it's going to be Skylar, huh?
I'll be honest with you, yeah, probably.
Also, as Zephytok one stream MVP, I would like to say that I'm giving 50 of those points to Lucius, because this is the first point, and I want to point it out if we do die, this is the first point that Lucius has full body contact with someone and willingly did so without someone else having to prompt him.
It's fine, guys. I'm not gonna cry.
Yeah.
All right. So,
We can unpack that next time.
yeah, we will. All right. So, as we wrap that up, congratulations. I'm sorry, you take the whole stream MVP. We'll see if it matters.
Yep.
A ray of hope for you guys. Okay, so this creature is, I've described it a few times. It's damaged. You guys have done some damage to it. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens next. But the combat is winnable.
Not looking good.
It's also
Swing and hit.
it's also losable. It's also very losable. And the big problem is y'all got to get some weapons.
Hey,
had
I've got a
one.
weapon.
You're swinging rocks,
I
your
left
bones.
you naked. I didn't have a chance to make my gift or make.
But there were weapons on those tattered flag raiders. Didn't you guys pull? I know you weren't there, Kalak, but weren't there weapons pulled from them?
I got hit. Not that it matters.
Weren't there some weapons from the tattered flag raiders that were pulled?
Yeah, Lucius took the
Yeah.
with the water.
All of them?
yeah, Lucius.
Lucius took all the weapons?
It all
Yes.
would have been on the birdie. It all would have been on the birdie in the cave.
Yeah, the Crodlu had some. You guys got to pull the. You have to use weapons. You can't just keep throwing rocks and swinging
where's
bones.
The Crodlu? Where's
Share
the
the
Crodlu in the
weapons.
cave, John?
Oh, he's
final
cowering.
party.
He's cowering, shivering in the back behind a rock.
It's not on the screen, so that's your fault.
All right, guys, we got to wrap up so everybody can get to bed. Don't fear. This party is not yet broken. But fear, this party is on the precipice of being broken. Thank you for watching us tonight. Thank you for all the support.
Who won the game code?
Oh, it was Lucius. Becca did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Becca won the game code. I want to compliment 3 in particular tonight. Role play has always been Amanda, your best role play of our 8 sessions. Really well done tonight. You really did give me the chills with those eyes and those glares. Josh, as we've already talked about, by far the best of Zephytok and role play tonight. And then Kalak, you have brought so much, John, to the game with your role play. It has been absolutely fantastic. We've already seen Tick has been consistently good. Nida has been consistently, good, but really incredible role play from the crew tonight. It will be so pitiful if this crew dies after such a great night of role play.
That's the word choice you're going with?
Is that underwhelming? Tomorrow night, join us for Lore Masters Arcanum at 5:30. We'll be joined by the crew from Tailspire, Bouncy Rock, Johnny's not going to be, Jason Roy, and also Chris Bagley will be with us, and we'll be talking symbiotes and all kinds of fun stuff. Friday Night Crusades on Friday. Blue Box, let's get ready to raid, and last word goes to my players.
What are you doing?
Oh, yeah, go ahead. I forgot that. Go ahead.
Well, What are we doing?
What's happening?
Follow.
Subscribe, follow, do the thing.
Do the things.
You've
Discord.
been on the internet before. You don't need us to tell
What are you
what
doing?
You've been on the internet
Have a
before.
wonderful week.
Prime subs are
Be nice.
free.
Do the things. All right, we're going to rate our friends. Guild Superior, Dave, great guy.
Oiled wedges.
And if you haven't, give him a follow. Say hey to them as we come in. We'll see you all next Tuesday. If you don't come back for Sunday's team, we'll have Lore Masters tomorrow night. And we also have Tears of Aird on Sunday. Blue Box signing out. There we go. All right, guys. And let me end the stream.